Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of Native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night. We are broadcasting live here on the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans. I'm your host, Don Yazzie. With me, my co-host, Darren Yazzie. And tonight's special, we have our little team here with us as well. And here's Darren Yazzie. Looks like he's ready to come to the stage, you guys.
Hey, what's up?
There he is.
Got even the little hat too. Probably see that on later.
Oh, are you gonna switch it to 2026 in a little bit or what?
Yeah, dude. I made something for that too. So here in a bit at the end, I'll switch it over.
All right, let's welcome team member Cedric, Mr. Lee. Here he is. What's up, Lee?
How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. How's it going? How's it going on your end?
Tired.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We got some good fresh comments right here. Vet Girl 84. Hey, what's up, Vet Girl? What's up? Hello. Najoni Yeja, I made it. You sure did. Hello, how's it going? I hope you brought the hubby with you. Hope he's not Nacho. Tell him to say hi. I'll read it this time. Right here, I got the comment section on the board. So Audacious Amber. Hey, what's up, buddy? Yep. Happy New Year's to you as well. From our team to yours. We have a distant team member right here, Audacious Amber. She's based out of Maryland, Baltimore, and she's gonna be posting an interview she done on me like a long time ago, basically. And yeah, so she's into the same thing, cryptid, and interested in the truth, like everybody else out there. You know, everyone's in for the truth, and everyone wants to lie and whatnot. You know what I mean? But so how's it going over there? And you're in Darren?
It's pretty good. It's starting to rain out here in Flagstaff. I wish it would snow. To tell you the truth, I wish it would snow this year. I was all ready to go on top of the mountain right here and look down at the people like the Grinch, freaking sitting there, belly out and everything. Put out my end of the year rage out there. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm ready to get rolling for whatever reason. This podcast got me sweating for whatever reason. So it's a bit different this time. So
oh man. Yeah, I sent the message to Fabian and the team. I don't know if anyone's trying to hit you guys up if they have a problem, but if you guys are listening out there trying to get in, just look in your email, click on the link, and then you can hop on. But well, what about you, Lee? How's it going on your side?
It's pretty cold outside. No rain yet, but pretty cold. And I just got a text from Fabian saying he'll be on shortly.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, where do we take lead on this one? Where do you guys want to start?
We'll probably give it like what 10 minutes. Let people come in. We'll just hang out, or I don't know. We'll let the comments decide, right? We'll see if they want to hear a story. We can tell a ghost story. I can start off. I've been telling my stories elsewhere except here, really. You know, I haven't shared all of it here. But if I did tell a story, let me know. Okay. Let's see here. We got Vet Girl 84. Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year. Back to you, Vet Girl. Truth for sure. Thank you for your kind words. Oh yeah, likewise. Yep. Your team member. BCast 33. Hey BCast, what's up? Present. You sure are, buddy. Let's see. Arcan Grim 90. Video call my cousin so I can watch you guys. Sounds like Fabian. Is that Fabian? See, might not be him. Kurt W75. Hey, Kurt W75. No, it's been a while, man. How are you doing? Happy New Year's. Back to you, bro. Cast 33. Didn't realize you guys were going live tonight. Got something to watch tonight.
Yeah. Something popped up last night and had me calling around and everything. Surprisingly, everybody's going. No, not surprisingly. Most of the people are going to church back home, spend the New Year's in amongst the people. So hey, it is what it is. Wish I was there.
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, the boss, Michelle, she messaged me. She's like, hey, I have the spot that's available. I can end at this time. You can take over, and tell some scary stories. And we do have some scary stories coming for you guys out there. So stay tuned. All right, just stay put. Some time for everyone to come in. And we got one of our good team members here, right here, Mr. Lee, and he'll be in the upcoming series on our next documentary that we're gonna make. And he's probably one of our valuable pieces coming to the team because he's a remote viewer. He's a modern day Dene medicine man. Oh man, look at this. Look who decided to join us right now. I was gonna say my producer's coming out here.
Oh hey.
Gentlemen.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
How's it going?
It's great. Oh my goodness.
It's going now. So
Yep. Adam, you remember Darren?
I do. Yeah. Darren, how are you?
Yeah.
Darren, I have a sad story to relate. I took your tale of the night that your mom woke you up and there was a creature screaming outside. You went outside and there's the whole epic tale of go get the flashlight. Where are the batteries? Oh, let's go look for the batteries. Well, okay, we got go get the gun. Where's the gun? We got to look for the gun. Okay, we got the gun. Wait, go get the bullets. Anyway, this whole epic, that'll be in season 2. Just letting you know. It's coming, but it's going to be in season 2.
Right on.
Yeah, right on. There's a lot of things that didn't make it in season 1. But Adam, this is Mr. Lee right here.
Did you guys disappear?
Sorry, what were you gonna say? Oh, we got a lag here. Am I lagging or is it Adam lagging? Is it Adam lagging?
Yeah, I think it's Adam
lagging. Not me. Yeah, I didn't hear what he was gonna say. But Adam, I know you're lagging, but this is Mr. Lee right here in the corner. He's our team remote viewer. And hopefully we can get the ball rolling on season 2. What was that?
Oh, I think we lost him. Cutting in and out.
Hey, Adam, log back out and then come back in. Try that. Go back out and come back in. Maybe that would help out.
Okay. All right, buddy. So what's this? This red button? Leave studio. Let's try that.
Oh, yeah,
Adam was the one with the UFOs, right? The one that was like the UFOs more.
Oh, that's what Will said, but yeah, he's because he wrote a book, a science fiction book, and he lives in Los Angeles, so he brushes shoulders with hip hop artists and movies, and they send him pictures. And he scribbles out the pimples and the cracks and the blemishes on these.
Oh man, I probably won't make it if I just scribble out the entire face right
here. Hey, there he is.
Am I
here? That you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just waiting to see if I'm on the air, if I'm broadcasting, or you know,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna vanish
All right.
again, get stuck.
Oh no, you sound good this time. Let me introduce you to everybody here.
Okay.
This is Mr. Lee, our remote viewer, and he's gonna help get us into the right positions. And if you have bad dreams, he can help you out. Apply peanut butter on top of your head and make the bad dreams go away. You know, stuff like that. Adam knows a good peanut butter trick. That's why I had to get him first on the peanut butter trick.
I know.
he
now
has
I,
a, he
now
has
I
a
can't
method.
use the peanut butter on you. Yeah.
He has a method of bringing Sasquatch, and it involves peanut butter. You know. But anyway, everyone out there, listeners, this is Adam Lima, and Mr. Adam, can you please introduce yourself and tell them about the book you wrote, and just basically introduce yourself in your own words. Go for it. The mic's yours.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm speechless as usual. I'm as eloquent as ever. So, I was always interested in the Bigfoot subject, and I just wanted to be to work in Hollywood. So, career in Hollywood as a visual extras, and that's still been. But I've started veer into the direction of documentary filmmaking, and the Bigfoot subject is one that I was just so excited about. Back in 2017, I was all of a sudden lost without an independent project to do. The timer's gone off, guys. Sorry, wife's gonna have to get something out of the oven now. But in 2017, it really hit me that the Bigfoot topic hadn't really moved much, and there would have to be pictures on the internet by now. There should be tons of material out there because everybody's got a cell phone, so there should be a lot of material. And when I went looking, there was a lot of material, but it's like the subject had been frozen in place. And so after a lot of research, I found Will Jevning, and then it kind of hit me that this Bigfoot with Will's story, that this topic, we could start taking it places where it didn't seem to be going. I mean, clearly there's a commercial interest for it because you got a show like Finding Bigfoot on the air, what ran for 7 years, and they never found Bigfoot, but they interviewed a lot of people, and I think they did their best, but I don't think those guys really were informed properly of what was actually necessary to really get the footage that they really needed. The footage they kept teasing, they were, with that title. It's like Finding Bigfoot, or eventually, maybe, hopefully,
Almost.
Anyway, Will and I went out in 2022, and we went to Oregon, and we just did like a 1 weekend hit and run, and it wasn't long enough to get anything that was really substantial. So the next year we came back, and we were there for a week, and then we were able to, we had time, we found some evidence, we interviewed a lot of people, and that trip we assembled into Bigfoot Evidence Oregon, and which is now streaming on Tubi and Roku, and it's on YouTube, and it's all over the place, and it's, gosh, I think it's on about 30 platforms or so worldwide. So
and hold on 1 second, Adam.
Sure, buddy.
1 second, Adam. And that film, guys, if you guys want to look it up, go for it. It's a really great film. You'll see Will's his knowledge on how to find evidence, like how to identify evidence on Sasquatch out there. And when he was with me on the Navajo Nation, he really showed me, some signs that I haven't shared with anybody, And I'm just like, I looked at him like, wow, man, this guy, you know what I mean? Like, I have so much more questions, and I ask him, he's like, I don't know, these are just the signs. And he learned from other natives in the Northwest. So, this Will, we could all of us working together, we could really do great work. But sorry, Adam, go for it.
No, it was good. I appreciate it. I appreciate the plug. Yeah, so Bigfoot Evidence Oregon, and then after that, there was a lot of stuff going on in the Southwest. But Don, this was before you got in touch with us, and so there's another documentary called Bigfoot Southwest, and currently that's only on YouTube. But it just landed with the distributors in November, so I'm hoping it'll pick up. More people will pick it up, I think, and so that should be out there, getting seen. Well, I mean, more streaming platforms are going to pick it up, is what I'm trying to stammer and say. And then the totally cool. I can't wait for this one to come out, but man, I keep getting tripped up trying to get past the quality control process. But it's Bigfoot Navajo Nation, which I'm absurdly jazzed about. It's just the thing about making a movie is like I've been working on it for over a year, because it was last October, November that we went to the Navajo Nation with you, Don, and so that was like the end of October, and then up to like the 5th of November, and we interviewed people, and we shot evidence footage, and then after I was putting everything together, I thought I'd make a feature film, but I had 2.5 hours of material. It was all good. I couldn't sit there and, throw stuff out. So then I formatted it to a TV series. So it's a 10 episode TV series, and just getting the sound mixes completed right now. We're completed through episode 7, and then episode 8 and 9 are they're being worked on currently. And then we'll cherry on top with episode 10 back through QC, and it should be coming out this in 2026. So of course that's tomorrow. So, but later in 2026, and but it's really good. It's terrific. What, Don? What is so cool is when you're doing, when I did Bigfoot Evidence Oregon, you knew that you were going to be surrounded with skeptics, and your witness would come forward and he'd sit and have the interview with you, and everything was great because, you're among friends, but when you step out the door, you're back in mainstream America, where people are very skeptical at best of Bigfoot. That is so not the case on the Navajo Nation. I mean, you may not want to talk about it, but there's no problem believing that there's this giant hairy hominid roaming about outside. You guys have no problem with that at all. I mean, I see one, but my grandma always told me about it, or it was, it's a culturally accepted phenomena. So it's just such a pleasure not to have to get through the skepticism barrier, and Don, with you, we got through the cultural barrier, because, I know that Navajo would prefer not to discuss that subject because they think it's going to manifest it. But I am living proof that's not the case. I never stop talking about it. And we're out there in the woods.
I was like, hey, they don't like light meat. All right. I was like, hey, go for it. Let me whistle. I was like, I was whistling to see if they'd come and get me, but they saw Adam like, nope, nope, we don't want to.
No, and by the way,
mess with Adam.
I'm sorry, Don, what was that?
Oh, I was just saying all the Bigfoot saw Adam. They're like, no, I don't want to mess with that. Oh, wait,
it's stuck again. Things are getting sticky.
Oh, you're lagging.
But you guys did win an award for that
No,
film, right?
When we were there, when you were res, when you and me and Will were on the res, that's all we talked about. We didn't flush one out that way, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
See, I need your medicine man to do his remote viewing I need you, Lee. I need you to tell me what the heck is where I should be, where we got to go, buddy. I mean, dude, either that or we go to Darren's mom's Hogan and, help her look for flashlights and bullets and
Yeah,
all
like-
that good stuff.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Have it ready. his area is really hot. It's a really hot spot. Lizardman. They have
Yeah.
that 3, what Will calls type 3, what everyone calls Dogman. And shoot, the list goes on, man.
Yeah.
Darren's
Yeah.
a hut that's really active. Plenty of cover. His area has plenty of cover. That's what I believe it's
Yeah,
on that side.
For sure. Yeah, but it's a well vegetated area, large. Everything you need to hide basically is there.
I
Lava
still say we
too.
need inside info from Lee.
Yeah. It got a little bit of everything. I pretty much got a lot. I'm not sure exactly what causes it to be this way, but it's home. I can't really argue with that. Love being back at the house, and
Oh, yeah.
so it home comes with all that, so it's all good.
Yeah. Check out right here,
Amen.
Audacious Amber. Happy New Year's to all the uncles. Happy New Year's. Let's read some of these real quick.
Happy New Year's, Audacious
Yeah.
Amber.
Oh yeah. Have Lois, beautiful people. Hey, likewise, you
Oh,
are
yeah.
a beautiful person as well. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year, relatives. Happy New
Hey.
Year's. Hey, right back at you. 50, what's it say? Adam, I'll just say Adam 5750. Vet girl. Oh, everyone's saying hi to each other. Thank you. Thank you, Vet girl. Thank you everyone for being friendly in the chat. That's really awesome. Kurt W75, doing great, Don. Doing great, Don. Thanks for asking, brother. Hope you, Darren, and the family are doing the same. Oh yeah, likewise.
Thank you.
Here. All right, here, powering up team. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're still waiting for other team members to come on. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right, all right. All right, the chat is live here, guys. All right. Let's see. Okay. Crazy Coyote. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh man, we got someone here. Hey, what's up,
Hey, what's up?
Fabian?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? Oh, we dropped
There
it.
you
What
go.
happened? Oh man. Okay.
He saw me. He
Crazy
realized he's
Coyote.
in bad company. It's time to go. I
No,
was like, whoa.
he's in a bad area.
Yeah.
Crazy Coyote. Here he is again. There he is.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
You good?
How's it going,
We
amigo?
lost you there. Oh man,
Good
not too bad.
morning.
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Trying to figure out this phone real quick. Sorry.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Fabian's coming to us live out of Ignacio, Colorado. And we got Blackstaff and then Mr. Lee Gallup, right? Mr. Lee?
Yep.
And Adams in Sin City,
Los
right?
Angeles. Yeah.
Area code 666. For real, that's his area code 666. Tell me that's not it's not coincidence.
Oh, it's Hollywood. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hang on,
Exactly.
Fabian. Hang on, guys. Let's catch up real quick here. Crazy Coyote, did you hear about the U.S. Army military police that killed an alien with a Colt 1911 45 pistol because that alien was in a restricted area? Ooh, I've heard some crazy things like that. Crazy Coyote. Hey, Z Sun Dragon. Hi,
Hey, what's
Don.
up?
Hi, Darren. Hi, Adam. Hi, Lee. What's up,
Aw.
Z Sun?
Hi.
Okay.
Phone.
See, hey, or I'll just say Grim 90 asked Adam a question. Hey, Adam, what's your book called? You didn't say
It's
your book
called
called.
The
You didn't
Normal
tell us.
I didn't give it a title. Yeah, it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
called The Normal Paranormal Ghost Stories, and it's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. So, and it's just I found out that Don, this was before I met you, but that I realized that just about every friend I had at one time or another in their life had a paranormal encounter. And I had one friend who she's had a giant pile of paranormal encounters. So, and now it's Victoria Munday, and she is actually a kind of a bit of a ghost hunter. I shouldn't say a bit of a, she's a no kidding ghost hunter, and she's done tons of investigations, and she had a lot of really cool stories, really creepy stories, but all filtered through the lens of her personal experience. And she doesn't look at the ghost phenomena as something frightening. So it's interesting to read her accounts, because you're reading this stuff and you think, God, that's kind of freaky. And then you kind of hear her take on it, and she's like, oh yeah, well then I felt this big sweaty guy hanging on my back, you know, and I asked my friend who was with me, is there someone hanging on my back? And my friend's like, no, I don't see anything. And so it's this kind of, if some big sweaty guy was hanging on my back who was invisible when I was in the haunted house, I'd leave. You know, I wouldn't stay there and work on the next chapter of, you know, freaky things that happened in my life. But anyway, so, you know, there's all kinds of crazy stuff in that book. And it's just people that I know that have had these weird paranormal, and I didn't include everything. Actually, after that book came out, I found out that my uncle Danny had an abduction. He had a UFO abduction experience that he never told anybody in the family about. This was it's volume 2 is coming, obviously.
Yeah, it's the idea of talking about the paranormal that makes it so out of place, you know. I think it has something to, I believe it has more to do with them not being believed, you know. And right now, we have the use of the internet, you know, and people tell stories, and when they tell stories, you know, that other people catch on, and then they feel a bit more comfortable talking about it, you know. Same with Fabian here, you know, and it you know, we talked for quite a bit of time when we met, and you know, it's like, dang, everything that we're talking about is real, you know, everything, not the only one, you know. So I would like to get more people out here to talk more freely about it, you know, free to speak about the paranormal, you know, these Bigfoot, lizard men, you know, goat men, you know, even demonic encounters, and you know, give their take on it. So cookies are done. I think.
That's my second timer. I'm gonna have to bail out. But thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Don.
Oh yeah,
appreciate it. But what are you guys gonna go on for hours and hours now? You gonna ring in the new year?
We'll see. We're just gonna hang out. You can keep listening to us if you want. We're gonna bring on some more guests. We're waiting for more people to come on. They're gonna talk about Gargoyle, Children of the Corn. These kids abducted a family member of this person. These kids, they look like Native Americans, but their eyes was glowing, and they had fat turquoise jewelry on, and they lured his grandpa's brother into the field and abducted him. So the rule is to never go into the cornfield when the sun goes down. And he's gonna come on, and then his life is just full of scary stories. So if you want to, you can listen to us on the TV or laptop or your phone. It's up to you. But it's just a lot of more cryptid encounters. All these witnesses, they're all coming together, and it's just one of these things that I have planned to work on, you know, to try to document all these and all of our team together. And you know, talking about the paranormal, what Darren was saying, you know, like, because you know, I can, like, when I go to sleep, you know, I'll be at places, I'll be flying around, I just thought, oh, it's just a dream, you know. But you know, the astral realm is very real, and that's where Mr. Lee comes in. You know, he confirms everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm just not having crazy dreams. This is not crazy dreams like everyone thinks it is. This is real. You know, when we sleep, that's the real reality in the unseen realm, you know. And but other than that, though, thank you for coming on, Adam. And everyone got to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, you guys.
Well, thank
have
you,
a
Adam.
great show, and I will catch up with you later.
Sure.
Have a good one. Happy New Year's. You guys
That
won a
was-
reward, huh? They won a reward for the Bigfoot Navajo Nation, right?
Yeah, Clover Film Festival.
Yeah,
There
number
was-
number one, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's north of LA. I guess
Mm.
they had it was season 1 was showing there for a whole week, and it was next to the last one being played. So we won an award.
Yeah.
So every film won different awards, and it was pretty cool to be mentioned. And I'm like, hey, that's credentials, just stuff that we can all help build, and like us as the net and everyone together working together, and we go on different tribes, because hey, there he is again.
I don't know what happened, bros. My bad.
Oh, not bad. Oh, hey, you're good, man. You're good. Like
Yeah,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's on the internet tonight, so I'm pretty sure everything will be
Yeah.
a bit lagging, So
Real.
it's
For
all
real.
good.
Especially in LA, huh? That's why Adam's all lagging.
All right.
Yep.
Yep. Let's catch up with the comments real quick. Let's see here. It says when they change TikTok, certain searches are far more scarce across any platform. Yeah, because America bought TikTok. That's why many people talk about their pics being gone off. They're being gone off their cell by the time they get to the car. Oh wow. Oh, geez. Interesting stuff right there. Okay. Glad everyone is being festive right here. Hello, happy new year, everyone. Right back at you in the Johnny Edge. See here, BCast. Oh yeah. Her TikTok handle is so cheesy. No, just kidding. BCast33. I noticed more Bigfoot docs are into the woo factors, right? Cloaking, big UFOs, teleporting, etc. Now more than before. What do you make of this, especially with modern technology? I'll go first, then I'll let everyone have their thoughts on this because no one really knows. But we always got to go back to our culture, right? To our knowledge before we started speaking English. So our people say that across Native America, Southern America, Central, they say that Bigfoot, he has medicine, and some Bigfoots they have shamans, and they have powers. They can make you illusion, stuff like that. The paranormal side, they say that because that Bigfoot is a medicine man, and some Bigfoots do not have that power. They're like you and I. They have to run, they have to hide, they have to put distance between you and I, and that's what we say. Certain tribes as well. And for us Navajo, he has 3 names. One's Yeito, the big man. Then the other one is the hairy man. Then the other one is the hairy holy man. And like if you look up the Yebiche dancers, there's 13, right? 13 dancers.
Yeah.
The 13th one was the clown, the human clown, the water sprinkler. Then there was the last dancer that everyone forgets to add. That's Sasquatch. So everyone forgets to add Sasquatch on that because he's the hairy holy man, and he has the medicine. He knows where the herbs grow, where to help certain people recover from certain things. But Darren, go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh yeah, with the whole Bigfoot phenomenon, I guess you would call it. The mainstream media always takes it like, oh, it's something new, It just rarely popped up with that Gimlin film, And after that, but for the Native Americans all over, Turtle Island, they talk about it. They all have names for it, So, and people see them. Every culture has their own take on it, and it's a very unique situation to be on talking about it right now. I couldn't say that about last year. We barely started the podcast. Now we're here talking about Bigfoot, which is a good thing. But it's every culture has their own, every tribe has their own take on them, which is very unique. And I would like to talk more about it with other cultures. Other tribes out there. I like to talk maybe people on the other side of the world. About this Bigfoot character and what their take is on it is. But whatever it is, whoever it is, it's real. It's very much real, and we have to take more care of like preserving this character, this being, because life's very precious. And I'm not for killing this thing, because like, how would you like it if someone was trying to hunt you down and kill you, or you being getting beheaded because you're a snake in the grass or a snake in the nature, like how is that any good for anybody? But yeah, I have my take on it, and what I've been through with this Bigfoot character. So if it wasn't for him, Don and I probably wouldn't have been talking about him right now. So wherever you are, Bigfoot, thank you, bro.
Oh yeah. Yep. And Mr. Lee, what's your take on this question from BCast33?
Well, I think he's real. It's just like everything in our tradition and pretty much every tribe and everywhere else, pretty much. Everything comes from legends. It's not mythology or anything. I think he is real. So. And then I kind of like that theory of how your last guest
Yeah.
the way he said that he moves his hair around and it kind of cloaks himself, kind of like the way Predator does.
Yeah, for real. I like that too. I thought
I never thought of that.
Really? Right? Me either.
And then just like the way you were saying, Don, he's a type of medicine man in his own way. Like I said with one of my stories where he helped my cousin when he was up in the mountain, where he's seen those three figures and they gave him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Could you tell us that story again? Go for it. For everyone that didn't catch it, because I know some people haven't seen all the episodes, but could you tell that story for us again? Then after that, we'll go to Fabian. Or after your thoughts, then we'll go to Fabian. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, I'll just quickly summarize it. But my cousin went missing.
Oh no, you're good. You don't have to quickly summarize it. Go ahead, bro. We got all night.
Okay. Well, it's happened a couple of years ago, but my cousin went missing in the mountains, north of Gallup, and he was missing for like 2 nights and so 3 days, and we were trying to look for him on the third day, and we found him about 2-3 miles from where he was last seen, and he fell off a cliff and he actually broke his hip. So he managed to drag himself along the way, but throughout the nights when he would find a place to sleep at, what he said was there was 3 figures that would come at night, and they would just be sitting there watching him. But then after the second night, he was so hungry that he couldn't find anything to eat or anything. But those 3 figures actually came and brought him food, which was berries and what he said was like some herbs, like grass. And they actually left it there for him, and then they sat back and watched him, and they kind of just protected him throughout the night, and this went on for those 3 nights or 2 nights that he was there until the day we found him. So that's one of the things I think he's able to do, is he's able to help people that are lost. I mean, they pose no threat to him. I'm pretty sure he's willing to help.
Wow, pretty awesome right there.
Yeah, doing the podcast, you get more stories like these. You don't really hear too much about them in the podcast world. Helping Bigfoot. Or one that really surprised me this year was a pregnant Bigfoot that one of our guests talked about. And for whatever reason, man, I never thought about a pregnant Bigfoot. So when he told a story about it, my eyes lit up like, dang, I totally forgot. Like they're human too, they're they're here and they give birth, which is a good thing. And I guess Bigfoots do shag down in the trees, which is you know it's good for everybody. It's good for their population. So uh, yeah, in also they talk you know they're able to speak,
Language.
Yep.
Yeah.
which is really unique.
Yeah.
And they're definitely
Samurai
on it.
chatter. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Fabian, let's take it over to you. What do you think about BCAS's question there?
They're definitely real, and there are definitely some honored ones out there. My encounter with I was ignorant. I made fun of it. I didn't think I'd ever see one, but I ate my words. They
Fabian,
they're unique.
take us 1 second, Fabian. Take us back to where you're from, your area, Colorado, and your encounter for the people that didn't catch your episode.
Alrighty, so my name is Fabian Perez. I'm half Navajo, half Mexican. I was fortunate enough to be raised with both my grandparents and speak English, Navajo, and Mexican. So pretty lucky there. But I'm from Ignacio. I live here, reside here. Lived in Pine Hill, New Mexico. My mom lived in Red Valley, out by Red Valley, Arizona. So I know that life. And my encounter happened last year in Chalma, New Mexico. I was with two of my Navajo uncles out there working on a big 5 mile project of fence, and I didn't want to believe that's what was messing with me. And the whole time I didn't talk about it because I didn't think nobody would believe me. But push come to shove, it was out there, and it definitely put fear in me. I was ashamed to say it, but now I seen on another podcast a big macho man who was a really big looking tough guy, but he cried like a baby when when he had his encounter, and he couldn't explain it. And that was the same thing with me. I could not explain why I was crying like a baby. It was weird. It was weird. I was sobbing. I didn't feel scared, but I was crying for at least 2 days. It was
Well,
weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, a lot of people, different people, it affects them differently. Like from my first encounter, I walked up to it. The whole time I was walking up to it, it was screaming and yelling, doing the samurai chatter on Ron Moorheads, where he captured. Same thing. This is before I discovered Bigfoot. I didn't even think it was Bigfoot. 2008, 2007, around there.
so in
So the whole
2019,
time, huh?
oh,
Go ahead.
in 2019, me being ignorant to this animal, I didn't realize I was so close to it before. And it
Yeah.
goes back to UFOs. My buddy that night, we were packing out of elk, and I kept getting mad at him, like, dude, leave that fucking light alone in the sky. It's nothing. He thought it was a drone. I'm like, it's not a drone. Well, about an hour later, we could hear that Bigfoot walking next to us, and I didn't realize it then until now. I'm like, holy smokes, that was a freaking Bigfoot. And I
Hmm.
made fun of the guy who said it was down there. I'm like, man, that old man was not crazy. He was telling the truth.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Mhm.
that's what they say too. Is with UFOs, if UFOs land or get close to the ground, there's usually a Bigfoot that some occasionally pops up, or
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
it's really
I'm being ignorant. I thought I was Macho Man walking around out there laughing about the situation. I wasn't scared then, but I didn't know it was there. But when I knew it was there, and I seen it disappear in front of my eyes, that's when it scared me. Because my uncle was Navajo. Once he got scared, I'm like, oh shit, you're not supposed to get scared.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
when I first I was walking up to mine, it was screaming and screaming. I felt it in my chest, like my heart, like when you're leaning against a huge stereo bass and it's going, and you're trying to swallow your saliva and it's vibrating. I felt that. I never felt that before until I sat against one, and I got up to it 15 yards, and it stopped pasting and looked at me, and its eyes was huge, lift its arm up, and it started going really fast, and it started going like this. And when it was waving, I saw his hair. It was red hair. It matched the red dirt in El Cheetah, and it backed off. And I walked to my family. There were 6 of them. They're standing like 50 yards away. I walked back to them, and they were all looking at me, and I looked at them, and internally it felt like I had fire, like I had all this heap of coal that's burning, and I want to, give it to them. So like, hey, I don't know what this is. I don't understand what I just seen. I don't know what I, and can you just take some of this, because I was traumatized, and I wasn't really, because this is my backyard. I was 18, and it just, what I saw in my mind's eye was an ancient struggle from our ancient ones in the caves, up in those ruins and the cliffs with spears, and these things were trying to crawl up. I saw all those glimpses really quick, and that really scarred me
I
mentally
think it's
and
really
emotionally, spiritually. And I finally found out it was Bigfoot. And then my in-law, he ran into one while he's trying to get water, and he was having nightmares. He took a picture of it sitting in a broken cedar branch right in front of him, and he cruised off, and it was every night he's having nightmares, getting closer until he finally deleted the picture, and then the nightmares stopped. And Lee, what's your thoughts on that? Like every night the Bigfoot was continuing walking down the road, getting closer to his house, and even getting to his house the third night, checking the door and checking the window and watching him sleep. And he got up, he was sweating, and he deleted that picture, and the nightmare stopped. What's your thoughts on that, Lee?
Well, sounds like I mean, like kind of like going back to what we were saying, like man, Bigfoot could be a medicine man. I mean, he's probably trying to find a way to scare him, so that way he can delete it. Um, it's like trying to save him from the bad things. I mean, the bad thing could mean anything, such as ruining his reputation or anything. I mean, he can go out and show people those pictures and stuff like that, but he's just trying to save himself. But another thing could be that he didn't want to be seen. He didn't want to be found, and if he told someone where he took that picture of, he didn't want anybody going up to the area to find him. That could be something right there.
Correct. All right.
Baby has a nice background.
And then I got another thing of Bigfoot and UFOs. It's if Bigfoot are so similar to people, like us humans, if you see something in the sky, wouldn't you be curious of what it is? I mean, every day there's helicopters flying over us, and we always have that tendency to look up, see where it lands or what's going on. So what if Bigfoot actually goes over to investigate, like what it is or what it's doing there? It could be hiding in the bushes, watching them as well. It's like how they watch us.
Right.
Oh yeah. I tell everyone, I'm like, hey, we are their TV. Like they notice that we have a pattern, and they're just watching us. They're like, hey, let's just see what this guy's doing at 7:00. He's gonna get home and take off his shoes. Let's just watch him. So they'll make themselves comfortable, and it's strange as it is. I keep coming across the stories. It sounds like they're studying us and watching us just for kicks, and they like to scare us, just for fun. I think they get a kick out of it, because I like to scare my kids. I like to scare my cousins, my little cousin brothers. I'll be laying in the dark and running after them on all fours. I was that brother scaring everyone.
It kind of goes back to
He's like that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I seen a sticker. I seen a sticker that said, "It's okay if you don't believe in Bigfoot. He don't believe in you either."
Exactly.
Until you see it, you'll believe it.
Yeah.
All right. It's,
What were we gonna say, Lee?
It kind of goes back to one of JC Johnson's videos. It's kind of one of his last videos he posted up. It was where he was investigating in I think it was Upper Fruitland, and there was a Bigfoot sitting on top of the hill watching kids play in the field. near their cornfield. They're playing basketball and playing football. So he would sit down and kind of watch them, and then towards the evening time, he will take off back into the mountain. Like, I think it's something like that. Like he's curious of what we're doing, kind of watching and learning, and you never know. He probably interprets that when he manages to find his way home. He probably tries to replicate what we do as well.
All right.
It's such a small world. I remember seeing Jesus's video when he posted that one in Upper Fruitland with his encounter when they see it walking down by the trees. And 2 weeks prior to that, my dad and his friend took a video, and they're from Ignacio too. They went down there to see a friend, but they took a video in the same area, and that Bigfoot's in the same sand throwing dirt up on himself. And I never would have thought that it would have came back to Jesus forever. Would have ever seen the guy who posted that video, but I didn't want to believe my dad, and then I see that video. I'm like, man, this guy was not lying. It's crazy, you know what I mean? Even as a little kid staying in water flow at my aunt's house, she has a creek right behind her house, and I would always freak out in the living room thinking something was looking in. And I tell myself I was not tripping. Something had to be looking in for me to feel that. A person knows when eyes are on a person. You know what I mean? I always look up in the living room to the top of the wall, like at the top of by the roof there was windows. I always feel something looking in. I tell myself, man, that's crazy. Now knowing that it's real, there's a possibility, especially how much it runs around on the San Juan River, Hogback area, Fruitland. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that whole area is just bizarre, man. Just full of.
Yeah, when you're down there, it's a whole different jungle. I rounded up cows for our grandma right there on M36 by Chocolate Wash. And, man, it's a whole different world down there. You get down there, the silence is trippy. You can't even find the cows and stuff. And then when you do find them, it's a battle to get them out. But not ever knowing that I was right, mixed in with all that right there under my nose, me being so ignorant, it opened my eyes a lot. It definitely changed me, and I appreciate the mountains more. It's hard for me to get back out there. I ain't gonna lie. It's scared me.
Oh man.
Now I can hear it. It scared me.
Yeah. That's why we're all here. We're all here to chat about it. And speaking of you just reminded me, we're all talking about San Juan and Farmington. Late February, right, guys? We're trying to plan something to our little investigation. Probably either maybe someone can let us camp in their yard, or we can camp by the river, or we'll get a place, our hotel, and then spend all day, all night, or something. We'll figure something out. But
I'm sure my mother-in-law will camp on her place up in Hogback. It's right by the river. I'm sure my mother-in-law would let us camp at her place in Hogback by the river.
Oh man, I'm getting a lot of stories on TikTok about Hogback, about a leprechaun being that's been walking around the Hogback Ridge and throwing quarters or coins at windows and even down chimneys, like dressed like in green, looking like leprechaun, dude. I've been getting stories like that. Hogback right there, that ridge. So it's a really strange area. And
did anybody ever pick up a coin? Is it like just a common quarter, or
Is it gold?
He said it's its own unique coin, and everyone does not want to. They just stay in their room in the house. They don't even go investigate it. They hear it laughing as well, and it's even one story said that it was sitting on a trailer and throwing its coins at this one girl's auntie, and they're in a vehicle. They turned the vehicle, the high beams on it, and they saw it sitting up on the roof of the trailer, and they just took off. So, and even T, I can't remember what episode she was on. She said she's seen that leprechaun by its East Nuzbus. There's this bridge, and it's sitting on the pillar, and it's just watching people drive by. So it's just like a leprechaun looking thing. Real quick, let's read some of these comments we're falling behind. Audacious Amber, doesn't most spiritual warfare take place in the astro? Yeah, yeah, and physically and spiritually for sure. Always wondered why, like, seeing all these UFOs just disappear into thin air. You know, they just light up and then they're just gone. You know, like thinking like, did they go into another dimension because it didn't shoot up? And then seeing a portal open in the sky, like a giant window opened up and then close shut. You know, and I didn't see anything enter or close. So, you know, I have my own questions, and but all I want to do is just capture it on film. You know,
Right.
I think that's all thing we can do. Say, hey, this is what I saw. You tell me what this is. You know, that's one of the things. Okay. Hey, little wolf, see, hey, LOL, there you are, and you're late. No, just kidding.
Hey, what's up?
And let's see here. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's
There it is.
yeah, the UFOs, man, they're out there. You know, I'll say it again. I'll say it twice. You know, I'll say it 100 times. These UFOs are out there in Pine Hill also. For whatever reason, man, this whole area is just really bizarre. It seems like everybody has a story. You know, everybody has a story to tell. And for the whole week of us seeing these UFOs, one thing that I didn't mention because I didn't know what the deal was with it, but at the last day, the last night that these UFOs were flying around doing stuff, we posted up next to the a windmill because that was the best area. The area was just flat and it was out in the open. And I had my 9mm had a light on it. When we're all looking at the lights, you know, just watching them, we started seeing a white mist, almost white mist. People, you know, running across the field, shooting on this side on the ground, and I thought I was, you know, I thought I was tripping. You know, I thought it was just like my mind playing tricks, and it wasn't until I drew my pistol out and turned the light on. Like, do you guys see that? And I turned right at the area. My younger brother, he's like, yeah, I saw it. Like, well, he's like, what is it? I seen a white mist floating, running around on the ground. He's like, oh, whoa. He's like, I just seen it on this side next to the truck. And he's like, I've been seeing it out there in the field. And, you know, that's one thing I don't really understand too with these lights, that these little white mists were shooting all over the ground too. So, you know, it just adds more to the mystery and everything, dude. It was really bizarre event that happened. I haven't heard nobody talk anything about that on, you know, the whole paranormal world. I never heard anybody bring that up. You know, seeing UFOs and then seeing lights, mist floating around the ground. The moon was out too, so whatever it was, that was part of the UFO encounter. Take it as it is, you know. And
There's definitely a different world out there.
right.
Especially how quiet it gets, the evening times, the nighttime. It's a little spooky out in the dark.
Right. Yep. And you know,
Lee. Oh, sorry, Darren. Go ahead.
and you know, it's home. It's home for me. You know, it'll probably always be. It will be. So you know, it comes with the whole world and the whole scary stuff, the spooky stuff. But as for me, you know, it's always been. It seems like no matter where I go, there's always something that goes on. You know, these UFOs. They followed me all the way to you know, Kansas City once. Believe it or not, they followed me out there to Odessa, and even out here in Flagstaff. I don't know what it is, but you know, I do my best to like take pictures of it. You know, sometimes I don't know. I think they just notice. You know, they just notice. Same thing with out there in Cameron too. One of the went out for you know, a drive out there,
Happy
And
New Year's, East Coast. Sorry, Darren.
Oh, yeah.
It's 10 o'clock.
oh yeah, happy New Year's.
Sorry.
So
New Year's to the East
you know,
Coast.
for whatever reason, they seem to follow me too. Out there in Cameron, I know I was with two of my cousins, and like, hey, look, those UFOs right there, and they're just shooting, passing by, light back and forth, light back and forth, and right when I said, hold on, I'm gonna take a video of it, you know, and right when I said that, I pulled my phone out, and then everything stopped, and I was like, well, I guess they heard me from way up there, but you know, from what I was told right now, that the lights are out there too. So the people talk about it, and you know, whatever they are, I think I might have a tail. UFOs follow me around. So
You know what's wild and it's cool, it's crazy as well is I've been fortunate to be able to go up to Archuleta Mesa. And I camped up there for about 3 months. We were building fence up there for Southern Ute Tribe and Hickory. We're fencing off the state reservation border. Me and my cousin, there was about 14 of us. Me and my cousin would go up there on a Sunday night, and we'd go look for stuff on Archuleta Mesa. And because most of Archuleta Mesa, what people don't talk about, it's on Southern Ute land. But we would never see nothing. We would go up there intentionally to get an encounter. We never, ever would get an encounter. It's crazy how some other people will experience it, I guess, easier than others. You know what I mean? But one thing I can verify is we all felt the ground vibrate, shaking, like
Base. Underground
like
base.
a train going, something shut under our feet. You know what I mean? And you feel the sand shaking a little bit. So that was real. We would drive around at night, and we wouldn't see nothing. It's crazy, but
Yeah, that's what they call
it was
the
scary. But I
deep
ain't gonna lie.
state. Yeah, those are underground bases right there. They're doing all kinds of things. That's why everyone calls them the deep state. Those guys that are down there, they run the country up here. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Lee,
I do a lot of my research on Dulce Base, and it's mind baffling. Scrambles your mind for sure.
for real. Mr. Lee, what's your thoughts on the ET visitations, and what do you think their goal is? And I know from our ways, one of the words they were called was the holy people. And what's your thoughts on that whole deal, on that whole topic right there?
Well, I can go both ways on this actually. The way I see the holy people are different than the way other people describe it, but I wouldn't go as far as saying that the I guess aliens would be the holy people. I mean, I'm pretty sure back in the old days they probably taught us something. It's kind of like they taught us how to build, and then it's just like how they're saying that the aliens helped the Aztec and the Mayans, the Egyptians build the pyramids, you know? I mean, those are something that's amazing, and it's hard to think of anybody thinking of building something like that, you know? So I think they're really just here to watch us and observe us. It's just like how Bigfoot is. They're just observing us. They think that we're like little kids to them. So they're just kind of teaching us and showing us little ways to prosper and push on with our life, you know? So
damn.
I really feel like if you really try, you can manifest Bigfoot as well. Because I manifested it. I kept joking about it, kept asking about it, kept bugging about it, and when I see my buddy's video when they're throwing rocks at him, and then he gets hit in the head, I still could not believe it. He would not tell me more details about it, and I kept bugging him, and then when I did have my encounter, he asked me, "You got what you wanted, right? You wanted to see it. Now what?" I'm like, "I manifested it."
Yeah.
the thing about that
Real
is if
quick,
you go
guys.
looking out for
Oh,
them,
go ahead.
the thing about that is I think if you're going out to look for them, I think they had that feeling that you're searching for them, you know. But
Well,
if
in
you're
this
just
case,
taking a hike,
I wasn't really looking. I kind of wanted to believe it was there, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to talk about it because nobody would believe me. I felt like
yeah,
we were working on the fence line, and when my uncle seen it, he lives out by Shiprock Rock, right down the road between Shiprock Rock and Mitten Rock. And I believed him. I believed him when he was freaking out because the cedar tree was going back and forth, and it was about a 15-foot cedar tree. And I was like, "That's
yeah,
impossible. A cedar tree will not bend like that." So they take off walking towards him. What confirmed it for me was well, I guess we did go looking for it. At that point, we went to see what was shaking the tree,
yeah.
and I stepped in its track right away, and I was like, "No way!" It was a juvenile, and I stepped again. And about 10 feet later, I stepped in another track, and then when I heard the thud and it running away, that's when I knew it was real. And that was at 9 o'clock in the morning, and about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we seen it. And I think what really messes with my mind is the eyeballs, how big they are, and how
Yeah.
out of proportion
yeah.
they are. It was creepy because he was looking at me like this behind a tree, behind a bush, and then just seeing him disappear simply and how fast he moved. It was crazy. But I guess we did go looking for it after seeing its presence. You know what I mean?
I think if they wanted to be quiet, they could be quiet, you know.
And it was there the whole time, and I was so
Yeah.
ignorant then, and like I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it, and it was watching us. It was watching us for sure. I regret it now. I should have grabbed the hair that we seen, but honestly, I was freaked out because the last day of work, I went back and my uncles came back up here to work in Chama for me from Red Valley, and it was yelling at them in the morning. And I seen the big bear there. It's a hunting ranch, so I know what a 600-pound bear looks like. That
Yeah.
Bigfoot made it look small. And then my uncle's being scared, and they're both Navajo and religious. I'm like, man, these guys ain't joking. I should have grabbed the hair. It was about at least 2 feet long. It's over the barbed wire. There was no more cows, so they couldn't be cows. The bear don't have hair that long, but yeah, man, it was definitely crazy to just see it present itself.
Got you. Let's catch up with the comments. We're falling behind, guys. I don't want to interrupt you guys. So like, wait. All right. Okay. Najoni Yeja, she says cheesy lips with double D's. That's right. Let's see here. Crazy Coyote heads up January 19th, 2038. Another Y2K superbug is coming. Spread the word, prepare for it because no one is doing nothing. That's if we make it to 2038. Jeez, that's another thing to look forward to, right? Let's see here. He comes back, Crazy Coyote. Yes, 2038, January 19th. Okay. It's just the same thing. Oh, we're here. Let's see here. I agree with you guys. Him moving his hair to cloak and being spiritual. I also think that it's crazy that the Tibetan call him Yeti. Yeah, and Dene call him Yeito. It sounds similar, Athabascan. It certainly does. What about you guys? You guys agree to that?
Yeah.
Yeito.
Yeah.
I trip out about that all the time. I trip out people all the time, especially because they call him Yeti. And then Yeito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. For real. And let's see here. Audacious Amber Fox just visited me at my window. Heard something in the bottom floor. He was big. Ooh, sounds like a nice.
Make sure to have him like, share, and subscribe to Don't Whistle at Night podcast. You know, probably wants to listen.
Oh yeah, he hears everyone talking about some good stories. That's why. Right here in the Genyaja, na kaidene pashashin aho. Awesome. Represent. Sun Dragon 6461. Growing up in the country, we saw 3 translucent Bigfoot moving through the trees, then seemingly vanish. It initially felt it was father, mother, and child, and felt their energy leave when they vanished. Wow.
Well,
Heidi Gold. Hey, Heidi. Hello, Don,
Heidi.
Darren, Lee, Nakai. Much love from Boulder, Colorado. Steph,
Hello.
say hello. Show some love and say Happy New Year's. Oh,
Yep.
thank you, Heidi.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, Happy New Year's, 2025.
Happy New Year's.
Oh yeah. Crazy Coyote comes back. He says, sounds like that old saying about pitchers taking a soul from someone in case a Bigfoot soul. Maybe he's like, hey, you took my soul.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Give it back.
Yep. And right here he says he comes back. Crazy Coyote. They are watching us because there's videos footage of one downtown Long Island. Oh. Wait, I don't know what he's talking about. And Sam's pretty paranormal. Hey, Sam. Hey, Happy New Year's.
New Year's.
Likewise, if you're on the East Coast, Happy New Year's, East Coast. Okay. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Awesome.
Yep.
Right here, little Wolf C13. LOL called out again. I just remembered you were posting something about going live on YouTube tonight. Oh, yep. And here we are. Beatcast 33. This is a question for you, Lee. It says, hey, Lee, if I'm not mistaken, did they say you were a hand trembler? If so, can you trigger it willingly or when there's a reason to?
I use it every day. It's like I said in my last episode, it's like breathing. I can just do it without really an intention to do it, you know. It's whenever I go into a store, whenever I walk outside. There's even I can even stop the wind if I needed to. Like even if there's like a dust devil coming towards me, I just tell it to go away, or I tell it to slow down, calm down, and it'll calm down. And it won't like be like for a long time. It'll just calm down for like a good 5-10 minutes. So I can pretty much just do it. I don't know if that answers your question, but it's the best way I can describe it.
That answered more than he asked, I'm sure. And let's add to that. I'll add to that. There's this video. There's this guy that I follow on here. His name's Wally Brown. He's like a medicine man too, and he had a video on hand tremblers. So if you guys want to check that out, go for it. It's good information, free for all. So he said that all the leaders, Manuelito, every one of those war chiefs and peace chiefs, they all had that hand trembling gifts, and it was a requirement for a leader of the Navajo leaders of the Navajo nations to have that gift, to be able to foresee and to have that discernment on individuals, you know, from this tribe, that tribe. So they had protection supernaturally, physically, emotionally, and mentally, and with love and sacrifice all together. So to be a leader for the Dene, that was the requirement, is to be a hand trembler, and you had to ask for it too. Remember him covering that, and you would ask for it and it would be given, because like we said on the past episodes that, you know, the gods, they know DNA. They just have to look at us and they know that we belong to them. That's what one of the past guests shared with us. But what do you think about that, Lee? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that pretty much hits it spot on. I mean, like I said, you can either ask for it during the ceremony, if there's someone that's listening, if one of the DNN is listening, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna watch you, see how you are, and you'll probably be given the gift. And it's also passed down through family as well. But even through that, it's watching you, seeing what type of person, your character, your personality. It's just something that watches over you.
Yep. They don't sleep. They don't sleep
Yeah.
like we do. We need sleep and we need something to eat.
And it's kind of funny,
okay.
actually. I'm sorry, Darren. Ardon.
Oh no, you good.
It's kind of funny because when little kids see me, they get scared of me. They're so scared of me. And then at one time I asked my niece, because she was so scared of me when she was younger, and I asked her when she grew up, I asked her, why were you so scared of me? She always told me, I can see two black figures standing behind you, and they never showed their face to me. And I always thought like it was like a demonic presence behind me or something, always following me around. But now I think about it, she was actually my teammate. So that's why my cousins actually tell their kids that, oh, I'm gonna go get Lee. He's gonna scare you guys. So I guess that's the whole reason why they do that now.
I had my uncle for that. Like, hey, we're gonna get Carl. And all the kids like, no. My uncle is crazy. He's a crazy looking guy. So different topic. Okay, let's catch up with the comments, guys. BCast33. He comes back again for you, Mr. Lee. Yeah, he says, hey Lee, I'm not sure if you know about the recently disclosure of psionics, mentally communicating, summoning UFOs. It's basically praying until the holy people appear. Look into it. Yeah, I can't remember the guy
Yeah,
that
I'll look into it.
he manifests it. Yeah, I'll send you some videos. I can't remember the guy's name. Interesting, real interesting stuff right there. Audacious Amber. What if aliens are from the Water Kingdom? I think there's different beings. There's different types of humans that live in the earth. There's different types of humans that live in the ocean. Same thing with ETs, like the one that lives in certain parts of the reservations and certain mountains. They're the lizard beings, and those guys cloak, and they're 7 feet tall, 9 feet tall. They're very horrible looking beings. That's what, from a little bit of what I know, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of things that we don't know yet. Okay, let's see here. Crazy Coyote says, "Oh, I forgot, y'all. Got them eyes that seen Bigfoot in my dad and uncles. They seen one in the 1940s, Salt River area near a mountain." Oh yeah, interesting right there. Okay, let's see here. Audacious Amber hybrid can walk both worlds, natural and supernatural. Oh, talking about the hybrid beings. People get abducted. They say they get semen withdrawal or get their eggs taken out, or they're getting pregnant for 3 months and then get abducted again. The baby's gone. Stuff like that. Excuse me. See here. Goodman. Gamal Goodman. What's up, everybody? Happy New Year's from Central Cali.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. What's up, Cali? It's going to be New Year's in Mountain Standard Time in 2 hours. So Cali's 9 o'clock right now. Still early over here. Right here, Najoni Yaja. Beetlejuice with Mr. Lee. Come on over. Just kidding. He's a, hey, be careful. He might come over with Speedos on. Careful what you wish for. No, just kidding. Good man. Stephen Stephen Gear is the guy. So on YouTube, Stephen Gear, he's what do you call oh man, it kind of escaped me. Oh, psionics. There you go. Right there, psionics. Tempe, Arizona, 1940s, ASU A Mountain near the stadium. Oh man, that's right by the Salt River. Yeah, that canal. So they take the canals down there, from what I know. Z-Sun Dragon. So since what I saw looked translucent, it seemed to vanish to where? A portal? I think they are interdimensional. What do you think? Oh man. Ooh, man. There's
I think for sure.
Go ahead, baby.
Oh, I said I think portals definitely exist for sure, because the time warp sometimes on the res is crazy.
Yeah, Indian time.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, even the
go ahead, there.
even the Navajos believe in portals too. It's in their stories. That's how we came here. So
Escape the flood.
as for how, it's a mystery. Who knows, man? Just time loops, time warps, time tunnels. Everything's all up there. It's all thrown down the rabbit hole. So
Definitely.
From Western Navajo Nation, there's multiple portals that are stational. Well, actually, one stays in a wash, and there's one that has a pathway where you walk up into it. Once you pass it, maybe I should tell the whole story, maybe next time, but I'll cut it short. So you walk past, you walk on this trail, and you see a pathway of this rock overlay, kind of like a little arch, and the pathway goes right into there. Once you get on the other side, you will be walking into a tunnel, but it's like flagstones, like sandstone layers, like a step. You're walking on a step, and you're gonna see Anasazi potteries on your left, on your right side, all going all the way up, and you're about to exit, and there's light coming through, and you hear laughter, you hear women, you hear children, you hear men, all talking, having a good time. And you would turn around and you have to go back to where you come from and to exit back out of that portal. And then when you turn around, it's just a rockway pathway arch. And that's one of our rules, the family rules, is stay away from that area because you're gonna walk into a different timeline and you're gonna be stuck there. So you have to stop immediately, turn around and go back. And this other area, there's a wash. The portal keeps opening and closing, opening and closing. The witnesses describe that they have not seen a Bigfoot go in and out, but instead they see the gnomes, the little people going in and out, and they see a black dog that's very fast, and they also would see a pterodactyl coming in and out, and they would see a giant fat bat crawling out of the portal, barely coming out and flying around. And the portal will be closing and opening, and it would be opening, and that bat will fly right into there. So, portals do exist, definitely. And what's your thoughts on portals, Lee? Then we'll go to Fabian after.
I think they exist. I mean, especially keeping open mind to everything. So, um, it's just like UFOs disappearing. I think they're going to, what's it called? Light speed, like kind of like how that movie is on Guardians of the Galaxy. Now they're jumping from a different point of space to another point of space. I think it opens up like that, and they're able to travel like that. But I think portals are the same way. I mean, if anything is possible, I think opening a portal is possible as well.
Oh yeah. What about you,
I think the
Fabian?
best way I can interpret a portal for me in my head is a shortcut. Like we have shortcuts on the res. So when you beat someone to a place, like how'd you get here? Came through a shortcut. You know what I mean? It's because they don't know that shortcut. We cut time out. They had to go the long way. We went the short way, and basically how a portal is how I imagine it.
Oh, interesting. What about you, Darren?
What's up?
What's your thoughts on portals?
Oh, they're very much real, I believe. Just because people don't use them out in the open doesn't mean they're not real. Same thing with these Bigfoot characters. Just because people hasn't seen them, doesn't mean they're not real. A lot of people have seen them, and everybody's coming out of the woodworks now. So, but it always leads back. Everything seems to be intertwined somewhere, There's portals, Bigfoot, UFOs, lizard men, just mad science that people are doing, everything is just smashed up in one giant bowl of just weirdness, ghosts. What are they? What's the purpose of them still being here? Are they real? Are they demonic? Who knows? Who knows what they are, and who knows what's really going on in this world? So
What do you think your thoughts on the Grand Canyon? Why
What's
some
that?
people missing that?
From what I'm told, there's parts of the Grand Canyon that is permanently blocked off. You can't go in there, you can't fly in there. So as for what are they doing or what there is, what's really back there, people said it's Egyptian, life that's still out there. Yep, supposedly. So, and there's people out there. The stories of people finding treasure. Giants out there in the Grand Canyon that automatically got found and then got lost. I also
That's
heard
where we
that.
came out from our emergent story, the Grand Canyon, from inside of there, from a giant red reed that brought us up from the flood from the last world from down there. That's one of the stories I know. And that's where that giant serpent came out too, from that same area. And the government closed it. I guess the government took it over and they closed it, they blasted it shut. And that giant serpent is stuck here with us.
Mm.
But yeah, sorry, Darren.
As far as people going missing in the Grand Canyon, do you guys think it's a portal that's opening and shutting, opening and shutting?
No, there's a lot of things in the Grand Canyon that I've know that doing my research and investigation, there's more things going on in the Grand Canyon that you guys won't understand. There's different caves that belongs to the A's. Then there's another cave that belongs to the reptilians. Then there's another cave where it belongs to the rake. They're pale crawlers and their limbs are backwards and they can drag a full-grown cattle into these caves with like nothing. And there's also the gargoyles too. They have their own caves. So all these creatures can be probably blamed on missing people. And there's also abductions, so everyone's probably taking a piece of the pie, literally. And we just got to get out there. That's the next thing, and just capture it. And just say, hey, this is what we found. This is what we have here. You guys take what you want with it, but it's weird. Very weird stuff. And I always see the UFOs go to the Grand Canyon from Navajo Mountain. They live in Navajo Mountain. They fly outside of the mountain. They go towards Shanto. They go towards Inscription House. And then they cut across east. They go over White Mesa. And then they go directly over Kaibito. And they go right into the Grand Canyon. So, the Grand Canyon is that's where the Hopis have their emergent stories. And the Zuni have their stories from there too. So the Grand Canyon is very, very mystical. That's for sure. Right here we got K Native Guy. What up? Happy New Year! Tuning in from
New Year's. Happy New Year,
brother.
Happy New Year's.
Much love. We gotta hear that. I bet you that guy has some good stories, man. I hear the Bigfoot are bigger up there, more aggressive, and there's more little people up there too. No disrespect. No pun intended. BCast 33. No disrespect, but I hear Stephen Greer is cocky, claiming he's discovered everything. Okay, maybe gonna steer clear of that guy. Who knows? Z-Sun Dragon. Indeed, portals are everywhere and can be worked. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We used to have this one guy married into my family, and for the longest time he would never tell us his origin story. But until the horse almost killed him, everyone witnessed the horse trying to end him. The horse had the look in his eye. I never seen a horse have that look trying to get him. But we saved him, and when we saved him out of the corral, he had a broken hip and broken back. And when we got him out of the corral, and he was crying, he's like, "I got to tell you guys something. I need to tell you." He's like, when that horse was trying to kill him, he said that somehow, some way, when he looked at the horse after it bucked him off, or when it jumped up and it crushed him, like it landed right on him, boom. And he said that horse was crushing him, moving back and forth, and it rolled over on him. He said the horse looked directly at him and spoke to him in some kind of way, and told him that he's here to end him because his role in learning how to be a skinwalker. And he told us everything. He spilled the beans that his uncle was teaching him how to shapeshift. And there's a certain location in this area where you walk up to a solid sandstone rock and you put your hands on there and you chant, you say this prayer and you chant, and you have to believe. You have to believe, and your hands will disappear into that rock and you walk into that rock. And then once you walk into that rock, it's a cave, and there's a fire, and there's a man with his nephew, another man with his nephew, another uncle with his nephew, and they're passing it down to their nephews. And so, you know, you can't get into a portal. If you guys see a portal out there, stay out of there. Don't enter, because the only way you can go inside is if you have to be invited. And if you go inside uninvited, you're gonna get cancer and you're gonna die. You're gonna die from a sickness. So you have to be invited into the portal. So that's just FYI. And Lee, have you heard anything like that before? Oh, what's that, Fabian? Some elk.
You guys see the elk disappear? I'll rewind it. This elk disappears in the video out of nowhere. It's crazy talking about portals, but
Oh yeah. What in the world? That's weird.
yeah, it's crazy. My cousin sent me that, but how do you explain that? The elk just disappears out of nowhere in the video, and it don't look like it's edited anyway. But that's crazy. Like, how do you explain that? It's just gone. It's weird. It's so weird.
He should have pointed it upwards. He should have pointed it upwards, and maybe he would have saw something cloaked. Because I know these ETs can cloak their ships right above you. They'll cloak it. Hey, Mr. Lee, I want to know your thoughts on the that story I just shared from an old person that was married into the family. Like believing it. Like I know, like in Navajo, they say you have to believe in it. And then when someone is gushing you or cursing you, and they would tell you it will only work if you believe in it. You know, like if you believe in that power, that magic, then you're weak to it, then you lost to it, type of deal. And if you believe in it, it will work. You know, you'll manifest it for sure with your own tongue. And what's your thoughts on all that?
That's actually true. It's like the more you believe in your prayers, the harder it'll work. I mean, it's similar to the way I use my gift. The more I believed in it, the more I was able to do something with it, to use it for good. I was actually helping people, you know. When I first started helping people, it was like I was kind of doubting myself, like wondering if it would work. And I was always questioning myself after I leave that person's home. And then I would always like check up on them a couple of days after, and then they'll be like, yeah, what you did for us actually helped. So I actually do believe that you have to believe in what you're doing in order for it to work. So
Prayer
that being said,
Be it Hinzine, right? Is that the right word? Be it
yeah,
Hinzine. You know, you that's the word you say in Navajo. You believe in it. You give
Yeah.
it power. Yeah.
Well, it does say it in the Bible too. You know, pray about it, believe that you get it, and you'll get it. You know, it's always a thing. Pray for
Life and death are at the power of the tongue. Yep. That's even in the Bible for sure. Definitely, man. Let's catch up with some of these comments right here. Post Bankruptcy Malone 09. What's up? Happy New Year's, everybody. Just rolled in. Hey, from Rhode Island. I'm very thankful to have found this channel. Makes me think I'm not losing my head too much. Hey, we're all in this together, right? All of us right here and everyone listening.
Happy New Year's.
Yep. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
East Coast, Rhode Island. That's some nice country right there, Rhode Island. BCast 33. No disrespect. Oh, wait. Okay. I think I already read that one. Let's see here. All right. Crazy Coyote. Before he died, author Tony Hillerman wrote his last novel, The Haunted Mesa. Ooh. It's just different from Jim Chi and Joe Leaphorn's books. In that book talks about portals in the other world. He has heard something. Other world he has heard. Oh wow. definitely got to check out that book now. That sounds like a good book. Tony Hillerman, BCast 33. I've seen numerous pictographs of spiral designs, portals near Anasazi ruins. We'll okay. We'll start off with Darren. What do you think about the portals? Have you heard anything? I mean, the spiral pictographs. Have you heard anything about that?
From what I was told, it's the now used to use it for corn. Instead of the white colonial ways, they
Grid?
yeah,
Grid?
instead of the grid, they would spiral their corn into the ground like that.
Irrigation. Yep. With the three sisters, and they all grown together. Yeah, irrigating. That's what our name comes from. Is the Anasazis na beho. That means like the field tenders, the people of the field. Same thing like that spiral. That spiral is a ripple. In the beginning is our ancient ones. And then the outside, when we flow outside, is where we're descending, where we're coming from. And we're the outside, the ends of the ripples. And our children are the ripples of yet to come. So that's what the spiral is. And for the Anasazi, I know that certain times of the winter or summer solstice, spring solstice, any of the equinox, they observe the stars. So when you're planting corn, you're planting squash and beans, you're going to pay attention to the skies. You're going to pay attention to the stars, where they're going to tell you when to grow your corn and when to reap and when to sow. And then so they would have ceremonies that to help, each of those times. There's a time and point for this, there's a time for that, there's a time for this, and they would use those spirals when the sun hits a certain part of the day. You would see a dagger penetrate the center or part of it. It'll tell you the certain times of the year, so that goes into astronomical. But yeah, that's Lee, what's your thoughts? What do you know about the spiral pictograph?
Well, I agree with what Darren was saying. It represents the corn, and it can also mean a portal as well. I mean, there's some things we still don't know about it. From what I was just thinking right now, it could also mean something like water, just like how you were saying, the ripples in the water. I mean, if you throw a rock in the water, it disappears, So it can also mean something like that. Thinking that the Anasazis thought the water was some type of portal for them.
Oh man, yeah, especially like in the Bible, it actually talks about the portal up in the sky. So like when they're building the Tower of Babel, they're trying to get to where the cloud and the moisture meets. So supposedly there's a portal there where the sky and the earth and the clouds hit. There's a portal way where you can go into the other reality. I remember finding that one time. So I was like, what? There's a lot of weird things you find when you're reading stuff. And Fabian, what's your thoughts on the spiral pictographs? I know you've seen some out there in Colorado.
Kind of new to that. I've always wondered what it was, and kind of makes sense what Darren and Lee are saying. Like, it's kind of what I've looked at it, but I kind of think inside I felt like it was a portal going back and forth to different worlds. Just no, I guess our native side, Navajo beliefs, but I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around that. I've always wondered, so I'm learning to that one. I've seen them.
Oh yeah,
and I've seen a lot of. It's crazy. I've seen Anasazi rooms out in the middle of nowhere, and that's kind of creepy. I stayed away from them. I left because you could feel something in the dark looking back, and it was wicked. I left. I didn't bother it or nothing, but I wonder what's in there. I always wonder what's in there. I know exactly where that place is, but I've learned not to bother it. And what's crazy about that same area is walking up on a tree, a cedar tree, just like the one sitting behind you in your green screen. Just like that, it was a smoldering tree, and I didn't touch it or nothing. I took pictures of it, but it was creepy to find just one smoldering tree in the middle of summertime out of nowhere. And it was just north of Farmington, down the Plata Highway, where that happened at. But yeah.
Farmington, that's becoming one of those
Barker Dome was right in that area. But yeah, that's crazy because I never thought I'd walk up on an Anasazi room that's
Hmm.
out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Here in
always
St.
wondered.
George, we're surrounded by them. Yeah, they're everywhere, huh? So you know what's the strange correlation with the Anasazi ruins? There's a lot of UFO activity. You know, like a lot of cities are built on ruins, like Phoenix. You know, all those canals are ancient canals. They just were using them. You know, and so everywhere was already preoccupied. That's for sure, man.
Hmm.
Okay, let's catch up with the comments here. AZ Lyman 47. Happy New Year's, Don and Darren. Sorry to miss the show tonight. I'll be celebrating at Pichakung Casino. I know I said that
Oh,
wrong.
happy birthday.
Piche Ganja Casino. What?
Happy New Year's.
Oh,
Happy New
okay.
Yep. Happy New
Yeah.
Year's.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's. If you win something, send us something. No, just kidding. Bet
Happy
Girl
New
84. Someone somewhere hiding something. For real. See here, post bankruptcy Malone. Like some Japanese folks around World War II, we're talking about finding giants.
Yep. They're out there too, man. Giants are they're out there. You know, Navajos believe in the giants also. Yeah, it's really weird. There's a lot of correlation. You know, everybody seems to be have stories of giant people. Clash of the Titans. You know, so
Yeah.
it's all out there. You know, as for who they are, what they are. You know, Bible calls them the Nephilim. You know, so that's for what they are. You know, who knows? Who knows really?
We call them Yei. Oh, sorry,
I think
Derek. Go ahead.
the half rabbit, half man. Feel like that's like portrayed as the Easter Bunny, but we're too blind to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't. I think I would probably just fall over. You know, see a giant rabbit. I don't know if you guys know what rabbits look like. They have those big bulging eyes and they stick out and
Big old teeth.
big old.
Choppers.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I can. I think
Travis
I'd
looks
probably just,
the way they run.
right.
Yeah. Oh, hey, real quick, before I forget, going back to the Giants with post bankruptcy Malone, how do you find those pictographs of the Giants? When you look around, you'll see a hand. In that hand, you'll see an extra finger, 6 fingers. In some pictographs, you have to really look. And you'll see feet that have 6 toes. Those guys are the Yei, the giants, and you know some tribes fought against them, and for our tribe, they intermarried within us, and that's why we have some clans Yei, and there's another clan I can't remember, descendants of the giants, and those people that have that clan Yei, they are gifted supernaturally as well. And one of the stories goes that it wasn't fair for them to have 6 fingers because when you have another extra finger, the more magic you can do and the more powerful it is. So we went on all offensive all across Turtle Island. That's why when we meet someone, we say how or yat and we put our hands up and we count how many fingers. If he has an extra one, that's automatically, you know, like, hey, get him, you know, that guy's cheating. He's cheating. He's not mortal like us, you know, he's smarter, you know, he can do magic. And they took refuge with certain tribes, you know, and you know, for us that's a little bit of the history. And I don't know if you heard anything like that, Lee, have you?
Actually, have not.
Yeah.
But
Like
I actually seen a TikTok of a guy showing some like ruins and some pictographs, and then there was actually one of them that actually had a handprint with 6 fingers, and he was asking people in the comments, what does it mean and what does it represent, you know? But now that you brought that up, it's kind of makes it more interesting, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Like all across Utah, we see that everywhere. And not
Yep.
only that, we see that character the alien with 3 fingers and 3 toes. He's always like this, his hands like this, and his fingers. He's looking at you, and he has 3 toes. And they found his body in Peru. He was actually a living alien amongst us, and he was worshipped all the way from Peru all the way up here. Pretty crazy things. And they found out, I don't know, this is what they've been finding out recently, that the original homeland of the Aztec is in Salt Lake City, Antelope Island. So
Right.
that's Aslan. And, so all these red lands is originally Aslan. So, like a lot of our stories intermingle, intertwine, and, the Pebbles don't like it. They have some stuff that they want to share, but they don't want to. But we're all here to share. We're all here to share our culture or information so that it can live on, for the next generation and for next generation to come. They'll be watching this for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's catch up right here with the comment again. Crazy Coyote. I think this dimension is a blank world where magic powers are either weak or non-existent. Probably why Bigfoot hunts here. Oh wow, that's a good thought right there. BCast 33. I lived with my aunt during my high school years near Chaco Canyon and observed my first orb on top of. Oh, I can't even say it. Fujada Peak. Fujada Butte. I need glasses, guys. Center of Chaco Canyon. Oh man, Uncle needs glasses here. Can't hide it now. Crazy Coyote. Correction, it was Louis Le Amord, not Tony Hillerman, that wrote Haunted Mesa. He probably heard something about portals. My bad. Oh hey, thanks for the correction right there. K Native Guy, Bigfoot is bigger for sure. I don't have many personal stories, but yep, I've heard plenty of stories I could go on about. Wow, that's awesome, man. Definitely. I'll definitely email you. You gotta email me. I'll email I'll put my email in the chat here. Okay, he comes back again. Only seen 2 UFOs, I know for sure. One at night that left a light streak when it took off, and another with my Soho that turned white to black in the daytime. Yikes.
Amigos, I'll be right back. I need to get a phone charger for my phone.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna be in Alaska, Mr. K Native. I'm not sure where you're gonna be, but springtime, I got invited with William Jevening on Jevening Research, and they want to work on an Alaskan Bigfoot series. So I'll be up there in Alaska. So hope to see you, K Native. Let's see, Jay Clark, 1749. I heard that UFO sometimes overshoot the Grand Canyon and end up in Coal Mine Canyon. Yeah, Coal Mine Canyon. That's a lot of scary stories right there. That canyon has receipts right there. K Native Guy. Others I seen were at night with what seemed like slow pulsing multiple color lights, but I couldn't really confirm those. A bit had been far. J. Clark, 1749. I've seen a yellow light in coal mine. It stayed in one place for a long time, so I decided to get my phone to record. By the time I came back outside, it was gone. Yeah, that usually happens, man. It usually happens. BCast 33. Thank you, Don, Darren, Lee, for teaching me. You guys have taught me stuff I have never heard of. I'm still learning. Oh yeah, hey.
Yep, no problem.
That's what it's about right now.
Yep. After it has to transition from the podcast to the field, to the filming field, and I think everyone's gonna really love that, man.
For sure.
Let's see here, post bankruptcy Malone 09. Yes, I recently learned about the fingers. So fascinating to be living and learning. Channels like this have helped me take a deep breath and ground. I've never thought it was possible, but I am now let's see here, year sober. Oh, I am now a year sober. Oh, okay. Congratulations, Malone.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Hey, it's always good when you're sober. Congratulations, brother. Keep it that way. So thank you guys. You are doing good works in more ways than you might know. Thank you. Okay, I'll shush up now.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's good to hear that. Living sober. It's good. It's good for the body. It's once you get into it, the whole alcohol and drugs. It's really hard to get out of. So, for you being sober for a year, that really takes a lot out of you and your spirit. So I really do appreciate that, man. Like, good job. Good job.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, so Chiji is back again. The Jona Chiji Yaji says get show glasses. Oh man. There's always a comedian out there, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
We always
Dude,
need one, man. We always need one.
keep the world balanced.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. My guest looks like he is not making it, which is okay. We're all right, guys.
Yep.
So,
It is the New Year's.
all right.
You know.
Yeah, happy. Oh, hey, in about 9 minutes, Happy New Year's Central Standard Time. So everyone in Iowa, what do you call that? Illinois, Texas, Central Standard Time. Yep. Happy New Year's pretty soon. Right here, okay, native guy. Oh, word. I'll keep a lookout for that. Soho is Hopi for my grandma. For those that don't know, LOL. That UFO I seen looked like the one in Skinwalker Ranch show. I couldn't remember what episode. Oh, jeez. Very interesting.
Yeah. These.
Oh, gentlemen. Oh, go ahead there. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say these orbs too. Strangely, we see them out there too. We see them out there in the back of the house. Pine Hill. See them above the tree line, in the tree line. My late sister, she was saying that, walked up and how most of the windows are positioned right next to the sink. And what she was telling me, she walked up and I seen 3 orbs flying around in a circle above the tree line. And the next morning we're all like, why didn't you take a picture? Why didn't you take a video? She's like, I didn't think nothing. I don't know. I don't know what she says. Like, I thought about it and I didn't. And, and he just went back to bed. I was like, yeah, I just went back to bed. So I was like, dang, okay. So that's the whole idea too with the cameras. We got up at the house just to capture stuff like that. And yeah, we actually have captured lights popping up in the trees. Just bright lights in the tree line. This is what we got right there for now. So yeah, go ahead.
Good. All right, let's see here. We got Z-Sun Dragon. Almost 2 a.m. here in 2026. I'm in the future.
Oh shoot. Starman.
He's in Florida. Oh yeah. Florida. Keep all your warm weather, man. It's too warm over here in Utah. Keep that warm weather in Florida. Oh man. True to my tribe, 0918. Good evening, gentlemen. Hey, what's up, True to my tribe? Yep. Nice to see you. Lee, I got a question for you. And when you're out there in the astral realm, what's one of the scariest things that you saw, like one of the creepiest things? Because the reason why I ask you that is because, if you, like, when I was younger, I couldn't wait to go to sleep. As funny as that sound, because like I've always wondered, like, what am I gonna dream about this time? Where am I gonna go? I always knew I was gonna go somewhere. And and I did. And a lot of times flying out there, like I would look down and I would see a girl that looked like the Grudge, long hair and a white cloth or something, like a white dress, but it's not a dress, it's white, looks like a burial clothing, that's what I can think about. But black hair, and it's following me around everywhere I go. It's following me. I'm trying to fly away. And then as I was getting older, I think less innocent, and I realized that I couldn't fly as fast. I couldn't, and I was only able to jump and fly only for a certain amount of times, and I had to be walking again. And then this thing would be coming up on me, chasing me all the way, and I was realizing I was being chased, and I made it all the way back home because I knew the direction where I was at, and um, so I got to the house. I got through the back door. I went into the room, and as I was trying to open the door to my room, the back door opened because my room and the back door are close to each other. And the back door opened. I looked, and she's crawling in on all fours, dude. And it's not natural the way she's crawling in. Her limbs all jacked up, and I seen her like crawl past me, and she opened the door, and I followed her in, trying to stop it. And when the door opened, I walked in. I seen my body laying on the bed, and she crawled over my body, and she was about to bite the back of my neck, and I woke up. So, and I couldn't travel after a while, and yeah, what's your thoughts on that, Lee?
Well, I think if you're astral projecting, you're leaving your body in a vulnerable state, So you're basically inviting anything or anyone around to see you, not just your astral projecting form, but also your body in this reality. So that being said, it probably followed you multiple times before you seen her. That's why she was able to know where you're laying down at. And so she was probably trying to find a way to escape that dimension, that reality, where you're astral projecting.
Yeah.
And I think one of the scariest times was when I first got my Tinley, when I first started using it, and before it was fixed to me. It was when all this information, all the things would just come to me, and it would scare me. And I would see my grandma and my two uncles. They both passed away before I got my Tinley. And I would see them outside my dad's house, and they would be standing there calling to me, talking to me, trying to get me to go with them, And I would be standing right there in front of them, but then when I looked behind me, I would see a little window of me sitting down on the couch, and my whole family trying to hold me down, trying to hold me down, trying to tell me not to leave. And then I kind of turned around and started walking back to myself, and I was actually trying to get up in my physical form. I was actually trying to get up. I was trying to stand up, and I remember hearing myself yelling, saying that I want to go with them. And it took my dad, my stepmom, and my two sisters to hold me down. And I was actually trying to force my way up. I was still trying to push and push, but they were holding me down. And I turned around and I looked back at my aunt, my grandma and my uncles. And the way I seen them before that, they looked like my family members. But then the second time when I took a look at them, it wasn't them. So they were using something was using them as a disguise to pull me and get me stuck in that astral projecting form. So it's kind of similar to the way you were describing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say that too.
What's-
What's up?
there.
Good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that too. Be wary of your dreams. If because I come to the belief that demonic entities, these spirits, when they show themselves first, they're going to show themselves through your dreams. That's how I came to understand it. So if these demonic entities, these evil spirits, will reach through your dreams because that's the only way they can actually grab you is through the dreaming. I heard people refer to dreaming as a close cousin of death, and that's the body and the spirit are well, the body and the spirit are separate. The spirit, when you sleep, your spirit goes in the spirit realm or whatever you want to call it, and your bodies left vulnerable. Same thing with. So I came to the idea that that's how they get a hold of you first is through your dreams, and
Yep.
yeah. So watch out for your dreams, and if something seems more odd, it's probably best to say your prayers, say a prayer before you go to
Get
bed.
up right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right away. You don't feel good, it's okay. It's good to pray. It's always good to pray. It's even better if you pray when you go to sleep. Even that's what more protection is there better than that. Pray, pray,
Yeah.
pray. I can't express it enough. But
Yeah, for
we
real.
got Maddie. So
Yeah,
it's nice seeing you. Seen you a couple times on some other sites
live
talking.
TikTok.
So yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, welcome Maddie. Maddie is from the TikTok universe, and this guy has some crazy stories, man. I'm gonna let him knock it out the park, but he's gonna be coming on our podcast pretty soon. But before I'll give you the mic, Maddie. I want to share one more story, and I just want to hear Lee's thought because Lee's our hand trembler as well. So if you have any bad dreams bothering you, you can ask him. But okay, this happened. Oh man, before I joined the Job Corps, man, in Northern California, my aunt was married to this tribe out there. I'm not gonna name. So when I was there, she married to a Christian family at Northern California, and I was there meeting the family, staying there. My first time in Northern California, it was nice. And they're doing a church, and I realized that this one preacher's son, as soon as the preacher went somewhere out of town, he changed. His demeanor changed, and he wouldn't go to sleep. And he's laughing, and he's just acting crazy. And people were trying to pray for him. He was just laughing at them in their face. Something was going on with them, strange. Everyone kept pointing out, and I kept seeing it. And they're like something's going on. We gotta pray. He hasn't slept in 5 days, and I was like, something's really going on. And it took me 2 days. 2 days praying. I kept asking, I want to see what's going on. I want to see what's around this guy. I want to see, please help me out. I'm asking this favor. And finally, like when I seen him laughing on the couch, I was like, I'm gonna see what's going on with this cat tonight. I laid down, just like when I laid down, like I got up on the bed, and I looked around, and I was in the room, but I didn't see no walls were gone, and I couldn't see nobody. I didn't see my aunt. I didn't see her husband. I didn't see his family. I didn't see nobody. Just that guy on the couch sitting facing the TV. And I got up, and I was like, I know I was in the astral realm. So I snuck to the doorway. There's no door, just the walkway, right? So I was there looking, watching him, and he was talking to himself. I'm like, he's talking to himself. And I heard another voice whispering to him. It's like, oh, something's there. I was kind of like, I started getting closer, but really slowly, staying by the door. And I looked over on the couch. It's like those dad couches, the single seaters. And I saw something twirling around his neck, and it was black and it was shiny. It was probably 2 to 3 feet long, and it was slithering around him like a snake. And it was like hugging him, and it was whispering into his ear, saying, "They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know you." Like encouraging him. Like they don't get you. We get you. I'm your friend. Stuff like that. I was just like, what the heck? And I kind of gasped, and he looked back and he saw me. I was like, oh snap. I turned around, and I was fumbling back to the doorway. I was looking at him because I knew he was gonna do something. He stood up and he put his hand like this on his chest or on his shoulders, and that serpent went onto his arm and he flung it like this. He threw it like you're trying to get rid of a booger. He went like that. And that serpent coming flying towards me. I was like, no. I started running, and that thing, boom, got the back of my neck, and I was trying to pull it off. It came to me, it looked in my eye, and it opened its mouth, and it looked just like a leech, and it grabbed me. It started biting the back of my neck, and I was trying to yank it off. The whole time, I was trying to run to the bed to my body, and I couldn't see my body. But I jumped on the bed. I was like, I know I'm gonna wake up. This is crazy. I jumped on my body and I hopped up. I jumped up from the bed, and everyone was still sleeping. And I opened the door, and sure enough, he's all rocking on the couch talking to himself. So,
Yeah,
I just want to know your thoughts on that, Lee. Have you seen something like that in this supernatural realm?
I actually have not. I haven't seen anything like that. But I think in a way, it's like you know how they say that there's an angel and a devil sitting on your shoulder. I think if you give more power to the bad side, it's gonna bring about more. So maybe that's what he was doing. So
Oh man. Oh gee.
Yep.
Ooh,
But
yeah. Well,
yeah,
well,
as for
Oh,
that
sorry,
too,
go
you
ahead
know,
there.
the demonic possession, you know, that's very much real too. And later on, maybe this year, sometime when it's right, I'll talk more about this demonic possession. It's more of an exorcism, dude. I tell you, like, you know, I just got the chills just thinking about it now. Again, you know, it's one of the weirdest things seeing a body float. It's one of the weirdest things seeing a possessed body, because the whole limbs, it seemed like the body was contorting in weird ways. Even like the fingers looked like they were moving, and you know, it's really odd. It came with that boy throwing up black sludge, and it
Oh
just
yeah,
stunk
I've
up the
seen
whole
that.
tent. And you know, he
Yeah.
was the boy was, you know, he was floating 8 inches off the ground, and even had his other brother go and hold him. You know, a group of men were sitting there holding this boy down, and you know, the whole talking tongues. You know, that's real too, and it's one of the weirdest things hearing it. You know, and we sat there, we watched it. You know, when this kid was crying, you can hear that remorse. You know, you can hear the regret. You know how they say, like, demonic, you know, they can never return back to heaven, and they're just there. You can just hear
You
the
know that.
remorse and the sorrow
Oh,
and the pain and all that. You can just hear it, and you can hear a lot of them too, just all talking, all screaming. And when he was doing this, like every time he would scream, uh, you know, you would hear, you could just your equilibrium just go off. And I remember
yeah.
whoa,
Gotcha.
like what the heck, yeah. And then my brother, he confirmed this too. You know, like the same thing happened to him also. And later on, we'll get more onto that. There's a lot more to that possession. You know,
Yep.
so
Oh yeah. Yep. And
but-
I'll add to that before we let Maddie hit it out the park here. Everyone's showing Maddie love here. Yeah. But I'm gonna add to that before I hand off the mic. Do you know that in the Bible, like it says that when people are speaking in tongues, there's supposed to be somebody that's gifted that's supposed to translate that tongue into English. And if there's nobody there to translate, that person that's speaking in tongues supposed to speak it over there in quiet and kind of like in silence. If there's nobody there to translate, then it's just going to be falling onto deaf ears because there's someone there that has to translate the gift. There's people that the gift to speak it, and there's another gift to translate that secret language, because the devils have their own secret language, and it's creepy language. And But yeah, that's what I thought I had today. Thank you, Kurt W75. Heck yeah. Says for Don't Whistle at 19. Keep up the great work and research, guys. Hey, thank you, brother. And Mr. This is our guest of honor. We had few guests here. Adam was one of our guests of honor, and this guy is the main event, the main vein, Maddie, right here. Say hello
Hi,
to everybody,
everyone.
Maddie. Oh
Hey,
yeah, this
hey,
guy's
Maddie.
coming on our show pretty soon, and yeah. Maddie, go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell everyone where you come from.
So
and
my
who you
name
are.
is Maddie. I go by Matt, Matthew, whichever you prefer. Kind, giving person, unless you give me a reason not to be. I've been through the wire as far as experiences with Bigfoot, witches, demons, anything, you name it. Just because living on a reservation full of that kind of I guess bad juju, it comes with a price, especially when you have family members who like to go out on, have a night out on the town. I was usually the one home babysitting, or cousins coming over to sleep over. There was always a situation happening, and I was always the one to experience those. And I think it's just because I read auras. I read vibes. It vibrates, I guess. I'm not a hand trembler, but I read vibrations, so I think that's what that is. So Dawn told me to come on. I was a little nervous, but I'm here, and I don't know if you guys want the story that kind of put me on the map or the story that got me a million likes on someone else's live. So I'll leave that up to you guys.
It's really up to you.
Yep. Let's get the million. Let's get the million likes. Let's see.
Okay. So this happened on the Navajo Reservation at Asaya Lake, which is, translates to Bull Canyon in Arizona. Well, yeah, Arizona. A little past Fort Defiance, as some of you know, near Wheat Fields and Crystal. I remember it was Labor Day weekend, and got off work. I got off work at 2 in the afternoon. Made my way home, noticed no one wasn't home, but there was a letter on the table stating, like, we're going camping. I know you don't like to go camping. This is where we're headed to. We left at this time. Just bring your clothes if you decide to come. I was, once I read the letter, finished it and everything, I was just debating whether I should go. I just felt like this really odd feeling, like this lightning of static feeling of going. So I decided to go because I didn't want to stay home alone. There was no one home, literally no one home. And there's usually like maybe 20 people who live in that area where I used to stay, and this was at my sister's house. So I decided to leave, make my way to Asaya Lake, finally get there. And, I'm enjoying the scenery. It's getting, sunset's coming up. And what, and being in the mountains, the sun sets faster. So I'm just making my way over there slowly, finally get to the lake, and I can't find them. I pretty much drive the entire campground. Finally, they're at the very end, and I get my stuff, and they tell me to go eat, and we're having it was like a family gathering, if you will. Had our hot dogs, hamburgers, everything, and there's this dog, Missy. Missy the dog. She's a German Shepherd. We've never had a good relationship as far as man and dog. Wasn't my dog, it was my Nolly's dog. My Nolly is my paternal grandmother, and she'd always get after us, like, get along, quit doing that, leave each other alone. So we were like basically brother and sister. And once I got there, she sat by my side, she stayed by me, and right off the bat I thought that was weird. And she kept looking into, because the campground at the very end, it's by a bunch of trees, and it leads up to a huge plateau that you can walk up. And she sat by me. Everywhere I went, whether I go put my stuff in the trash or get more, second plate of food or to the restroom, she was following me. And I just kind of left it. I noticed it, but I left it, and it got dark. By the time everyone started going to bed or roasting marshmallows, it was about 10 o'clock, 10:30. So then I asked my uncle, who was in charge of setting up the sleeping arrangements, or the head honcho, I guess you can call him. He goes, "You're gonna be staying with the younger ones, the teenagers." I'm like, okay. So everyone's roasting marshmallows. All the adults, they're having their few drinks, their adult juice. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to my tent. I guess Missy's coming with me because she hasn't left my side since I got here. They're like, okay. They're like, that's weird. I said, I know, right? So we were walking. I would say the camp or the tent that was set up for me to stay in was about 10 yards from the fire, or the main area. So me and Missy, the dog, were walking up this trail, and we kept hearing like rustling in the bushes, and she kept looking that way, and she was growling. I said, come on, Missy, maybe it was like a squirrel or a raccoon or something. I didn't think anything of it, didn't smell anything. I just had that shock, that electric feel of a vibe. And she kept looking that way. We walked a few steps, she kept looking that way, and then she stopped, and then she'd be growling at the bushes. I'm like, come on, Missy, let's go, we're almost there. So we get to the camp, or the tent, and the tent is between two of these big trees, and there's bushes behind it. I opened the flap of the tent, and Missy, I heard rustling in the bushes behind the tent, and she takes off, and she's barking, and she's getting further from the tent, and the barking tends to dim. The sound tends to dim from her barking. So I'm like, Missy, and then my nephew goes, just leave her, she'll come back. Maybe she saw something. I was like, well, I was gonna say something, but I just left it. So I laid there. I got my book out because, of course, there's no cell service. There's no, on the reservation, it's hard to get service. So I brought a book. My nephews and nieces, there's about 4 girls and 3 boys. They're all of age from 13 to 16. I was about 24. I was the oldest one. Laying there, minding my own business. The tent was a 3-tent component. So you have the main dome and then the 2 side ones on the side. So it looks like a little, I don't know what you want to call it, but it had 3 components. I was in the main one, which is the middle one. The boys were on the I guess my right, and then the girls were on my left. So I was in the middle with the little one. His name was Christopher, and he was 5. He just happened to pop in, and I freaked out because he walked up to the tent by himself. And he goes, can I sleep with you? I said, yeah, lay right here. So he had his, I want to say it was a PSP or a Switch that he had, but he was playing it. I had earplugs because they were pretty loud, and I just told him, if you guys have trash, make sure you put it away and put it in a bag, because I don't want to be, woken up by a wild animal. And I, finished my chapter of my book. I went to go lay down, and then a few minutes later, all the lights in the tent from their screens, whatever they had, it got dark. And I thought, well, that's weird. They usually don't go to bed early. So I took off my earplugs. And then Christopher was real, like he was literally by me, like snug towards me. I said, what's wrong? He goes, there's someone outside the tent. I was like, where? He goes, right there, Grandpa. And then we see the shadow in the front of the tent, because the moon is so high up in the sky. It's a clear, starry night, and the only light out there is the moon. And on the reservation, if it's a full moon and it's that bright, you don't need a flashlight basically. And I see this shadow, and I thought it was my nephew, my older nephew who likes to play jokes, and his name is Isaac. And I remember the zipper was moving up, slowly up, and I pulled it down. I said, Isaac, knock it off. I said, I have Christopher in here. Christopher, you know, you're going to scare Christopher. And my niece goes, Uncle. I go, what? I was already annoyed at this point. And she goes, Isaac didn't leave. I'm like, well, then who's outside? I said, you guys need to quit effing around. I'm tired of this. I want to go to bed. I had a long day at work. Christopher's right here. He's scared. You guys need to knock it off. And then my niece, Bethany, comes up to me. She whispers in my ear. She goes, there's someone outside. I said, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? It's just us. And the campsite's like not even too far. Like it's not far away. She goes, no, we smelled something. And when she said that, I smelled like this strong stench of wet dog. And then the tent on top was coming down like this. And I went like this. Isaac, cut your shit out. And he goes, I'm right here. And I looked up, and I was in shock. He goes, what the hell? I'm right here. He goes, we turned off all our screens because we heard someone breaking sticks. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go outside. I said, there shouldn't be anyone outside. So I started slowly unzipping the tent because I'm the older one. Like, I'm not gonna make the little ones go out there and check. Like, that's just stupid. So as scared as I was, I went out, I opened the tent, and Missy was just sitting in front of the tent. I said, Missy, get in here. And before I could open the flap, because the tent had two flaps. It has the mesh flap, and then the actual, the second flap actually closes the tent. So as soon as I opened the mesh flap, she ran in like she was scared and she was cold. And she was licking my face. I said, oh man, Missy, you scared you scared me. And then we hear, oh. And I look at Isaac and Christopher. I said, come here, Christopher. And this is my first experience of what I'm about to say, but we hear, oh. And Missy's ears went from down to, she was perked up. And she started barking behind me. And we see this handprint on the tent go in like this. And I remember I pushed it. I pushed it with the flashlight, and we all moved to the main dome of the tent. And what is that, Uncle? I said, just stay right here. We'll be fine. And you could just hear this thing hitting the tent, the girl's tent. It tried pushing it down, and then you hear the tent pop back up, and then you hear boom, boom. It was heavy steps. Like it was vibrating the ground. That's how deep of the steps were. He goes to the boys that Isaac and the others were in, and we all looked at it. We saw the tent, the dome go like this, and then it goes. It goes back to its regular side or frame, and we didn't hear anything. And Missy was like, she's growling, like the lowest growl, and her ears are perked. Her the hair on the back of her neck is standing up. Oh, Missy, stop. And she's just growling. And then she looks up. I remember she looked up, and then I looked up with her. And this thing is going down, and Isaac hits it. When he hit it, this middle dome had flaps for ventilation. So these flaps were hooked onto the top part of the tent. When he did that, the flap flew up, and I remember seeing this hairy silhouette of a man. I'm looking at like, I'm in shock. I'm in a standstill. I feel like I'm frozen. And you just see these big yellow eyes. The silhouette of this Bigfoot was brown, like a reddish brown, and the stench stunk so bad. It looked straight down at me, and it saw Christopher. I seen the yellow eyes move from me to Christopher like that.
Oh.
And I just remember grabbing him, and then Missy somehow got out. I'm getting chills. Missy got out of the tent and she took off. And then you hear her barking, and you hear this thing running off through the bushes. And all of a sudden, you hear "ar ar ar," and I said, "Run!" I said, "Let's go to the main campsite. Let's run." And as we're running it down, my Che is already coming up with a rifle with my uncle. He goes, "Stay down there. Where's the dog?" I said, "Missy ran out there. We heard her crying, and then it was a snap." So they go up, and it was quiet for 10 minutes. My aunts and everything, they're like, we heard everything. As soon as we heard, we grabbed the rifle. And Christopher was just crying. Everyone was crying. I was just like, like I was still in shock, but I was more worried about the dog. And nothing happened for 5 minutes. And here you just hear gunshots go off. And then you hear my uncle, "Run, Grandpa, run!" So they run back to the tent. And then my grandpa, his chest started hurting. I said, "Grandpa," I said, "I need you to breathe." I said, "What happened?" And my aunt's a nurse, so she goes, "I think he's having a heart attack." She goes, "Where's his medication?" So we had to deal with that. And then my uncle goes, "It was Bigfoot. He was huge." And he goes, "We found Missy." And so they found Missy, and she was just torn to pieces.
All right. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah. So they didn't want to tell my Nolly. So we walked up there the next morning, and we only found the leg.
Oh. Man. Lake Asai, huh? The area has a lot of stories, man. Sorry.
Give me a
Sorry
sec.
for your loss. Oh, no,
So my Nolly was like, "It's okay. It's not your fault. She did her job as a dog." Ooh. So
Dang.
we called the Rangers. We called Naval Nation cops. They took a cast of the footprints. There was hair in the bushes, and they closed down the park or the lake, and they had an archaeologist come and study the area, and it turns out that there's a family that's there, and he said they're very territorial. He goes, I don't. What happened is unfortunate, but it's not out of their, ordinary behavior. He goes, there is a family. They have some little ones too. He goes, so I can see why they took your dog, did what they did with it. And the park is going to be closed for a bit. If we have any more information or if we find any more remains, he goes, I don't think we will. But it's unfortunate that you lost your dog. And I advise you guys not to camp in this area again because they have good memory. I've been studying these cryptids for a while, and they remember people. And you guys are not the first ones to experience something like this. There's people who have sheep missing at their sheep camps, and it was a lot. And that was my first experience with Bigfoot.
Wow.
Man.
Woo! It's a crazy story.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm sorry for your loss, Maddie, man.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
Sorry for your loss, amigo.
Yeah,
I can tell you about dogs and Bigfoot real quick. When we were working in Archuleta Mesa, 2 weeks before I got there, one of my cousins, Pitbull, when they got back off the mountain, Ignacio from Archuleta Mesa is probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So when that Pitbull came off the mountain, it seen something up in the trees that spooked that Pitbull so bad. When they got home, it bolted away and never came home. And I've always wondered what made that dog run away. That it was so scared. And same place, Arch Little Mesa. My other buddy, his pit bull, he he seen something in the trees that dog was crying, whimpering, and wanted to go back to the truck. He wouldn't bark or nothing. And I always wondered what the heck would scare a dog that much for them to be that afraid. I guess you know what I mean. And
Yeah, Missy was actually a canine unit dog, and she was one of the ones that they couldn't. What's the term that they use? Couldn't handle.
Discipline.
Yeah,
Naughty,
but
huh?
when we got her, she was very defensive with all the kids, even the older ones, and she never bit anyone. She listened very well. I think she just didn't like how they were handling her. Uh, yeah, I actually have a story at McGaffey Lake too with um a female Bigfoot, and I say female because when she swung her body, you could see the breast swing, and when she did that, she had a little one with her.
Tell us about it. Go back to the beginning. While you're here, go for it, bro. I gotta hear this. Go ahead.
So, oh my gosh, this one, uh, my family likes to go on hikes. We do a lot of things together. We're a really small family, close knit at that, and we went to McGaffey. A lot of us never hiked Strawberry Trail. Strawberry Trail is a trail in McGaffey that leads up to the watchtower, old watchtower. I don't know if they still use it, but when you get up there, there's like a restroom and a some type of logbook when you get up there. So one Saturday afternoon, we decide, oh, let's go have sandwiches. Let's go take the kids. Let's go hike up there. I've only been up there once, and they said okay. And I was a bigger guy. I was more heavy set than I am. I was like, I'll stay with the kids. And the when I say kids, like they're like ranging from 3 to 5, 3 to 6. And there was 4 of them. So it was me, their golden retriever, and I had my granddaughter who was 13. She decided to stay with me at the last minute. So we make our way up. I tell the parents, go ahead, go for it, go for it, go further. We'll be here. And then my nephew goes, I'll stay with you too. And my nephew is a design and digital media student at CNM. So he wanted to get some drone footage of the forest. He wanted to do like work on his project just because, I think it was during his midterms or something. So he had his gear, and he goes, I'm gonna take some footage. You don't mind being on? I said, no, that's fine. Just don't put the kids on there. You have to get their parents, their mom and dad's permission. So we make our way up. We see people hiking up and down. Nothing out of the ordinary. We see people riding bikes, taking our time. Kids that age are like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I'm like, come on, let's keep going. We make it about maybe halfway, I would say about a mile in. At that 1 mile mark, I stopped. We sat at a bench. I remember we sat at a bench, and I'm giving them like Cheez-Its, goldfish, and stuff like that. Some, Capri Sun, some water. And my nephew goes, with the drone, I'm gonna do some footage. Are we gonna be here for a while? I said, yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. He goes, well, I'm gonna fly my drone. I'll be right here. I'm gonna go around the bend, and we could hear their parents. So I was like, yeah, go ahead. And he flies his drone up, and he comes back. And he goes, look, I'll show you on my controller that you can see the drone, and it's an expensive drone. It's not one of those. It's a very expensive one. I'll just say that. And I see the parents walking up. I see all like the forestry and everything. And all of a sudden, you see this. I would say a football size of a rock hit the drone, and then it disconnects.
Oh.
And I go, what was that? He goes, it was a freaking rock. And then he takes off. I'm like, wait, we have the kid. So I, started getting everyone up. And then we hear rustling behind the bench in a big old bush. And then my granddaughter goes, Grandpa, there's someone behind the bush. I'm like, where? And she points, she goes like this, she goes, he's around. He's a big man. I said, when did you see him? He just showed up. I didn't know he was here. And then I smelled something funny, and then it hit me. But this scent was more of it didn't smell like wet dog. It was like sweeter almost, like a sweet
Yeah. I smelled
foliage.
that before.
It was different. So I remember, I go back and I remember I looked at the bush and you just see this huge, like, of a, not shadow, but like you see someone in the, like, standing behind this big brush or bush, whatever. And I slowly, I calmly, I was freaking out. At this point. I said, okay, let's just go back down. I said, let's go back to the campsite. I said, I left something in the car. I was lying at this point. I said, let's go back to the car. So we're slowly making our way down. And then the little ones, they start pointing behind me because I'm the last one. So I'm the booth, and my granddaughter's leading them. And they turn around, look. I said, just keep going, baby. Let's go. Let's keep going. And I'm rushing them. We get to the part of the trail where it goes like this, where it zigzags down. And I hear something tumbling down, like something was falling. And I look up, and there are these huge boulders coming down. And it doesn't hit us. It hits the trees in front of us. I'm guessing it's trying to provoke us. Dad, what was that? Look, they're amazed, but at this point, I'm like freaking out. And these boulders kept coming and coming and coming. I would say 4 of them had rolled down by that point, and we were halfway through the zigzag of a trail. So we get to the middle of the trail of that zigzag path, and I see these 2 bikers coming out. And they're pedaling fast and fast. I'm like, you guys need to get out of the way. And I was so happy to see them. They come up to us. They stop. They're like, we're going to help you down. And, there was a male and female. And he goes, we're going to help you down. I go, okay, they see what I see. Or they saw everything. So they're helping us down. They put the kids on the bike. And we're rushing down the trail. And then you hear this, and then it stops. And then you hear all this like rocks moving and everything. And then the trail that this goes through hills. So these hills are like this. It's not like something you can go up easily. And you hear rocks moving, and you hear dirt, you see dust, dust clouds. And then we finally get to where we had our picnic. We get to the cars. I put all the kids in, and then as I'm putting everything back in the trunk, you see this huge person, Bigfoot, standing on the hill, and they're running down. They get to the road where it has tall grass and everything. And then the man that helped us down goes, "Hey!" And she turned this way, she looked, and her breast swung this way. And when she did that, she pushed something out towards the road, and you see this little man figure run up the brush there between brushes and everything. And it's running up the hill, and it climbs the tree. And this female Bigfoot was just looking at us. And when she saw her little one climb up into the trees on the other side of the road, she took off. She was gone within 5 steps, and we were just watching this little, I don't know if it was a child or a teen, whatever, climb down, and they disappeared. And we waited. This trail takes about at least an hour to get to the watchtower and then come back down. So that's about a 2-hour wait. They finally get down, and the parents are like, "What happened? I thought you were right behind us." And then my nephew goes, "You had to see the footage." And when he showed all of us, so he's flying over, and then you see the parents, and then you see something moving, something brown moving. And then as soon as that brown figure moves out of the shot, you see this huge rock hit the drone that was in. And he used that footage for his project, and we were like, oh my God. And then the guy that helped us was explaining what had happened. And they're like, you're crazy. I said, I don't know. Like, we didn't know. How are we supposed to know? Like, you guys were ahead of us, like, on the trail. And that's what happened at McGaffey. And I've never in my life I would see something like that, especially close to home, you know? And that's my other Bigfoot story.
Bravo. Go ahead, Darren.
Is there a way to see this footage that you guys had? Is that
This
something?
happened like 10 years ago. I can ask. It was part of his project, so I'll see what he.
Yeah, I would really like to see that
Okay.
footage. And what did the bikers say? What did they say? They were ahead of you guys, right?
They were behind us. They weren't ahead of us. So they were coming up the trail. And he told me, he goes, yeah, we heard something rolling down the hill, and then we heard kids and you. He goes, so we kind of like, oh, maybe they're, something's happened. He goes, when you were coming down, I noticed you weren't looking at the boulders. And my wife goes, look, there's, she whispered something to me because she didn't want the kids to be aware because she saw how little they were. And the lady told her husband that she's seen this creature push rocks over the hill. And this hill, so the hill's like this, and the zigzag trail goes up, and then it flans out, and then it goes around the bend. So the bush that we encountered this Bigfoot at, it climbed to the top, and then it saw us go down the zigzag trail, and it was trying to hit us with boulders or trying to provoke us. So when they saw that, that's when they rushed up to us, and that's when he goes, we're going to help you get down. And I was like, okay, that's, they know what's going on. And I seen them when did I see them? Thanksgiving. I just happened to go to Cracker Barrel, and they're all, hey. And I looked at them like, who are these people? They're like, you don't remember us? I said, no. Because this happened, like I said, this happened like 10 years ago. They're like, we were the ones that helped you at Strawberry Trail. And I looked at them, I said, no. They're like, yeah, it was us, the one on the bike. We helped you with those little ones. I was like, oh, hey. And, kind of had a little reunion. And they're like, that was crazy. We never gone back up there. They're like, one thing we're going to tell you is we lost our dog, and she was always the one to want to go up there. So we'd go on hikes, and we know all the trails. So when she had passed, we took her up there and, put her under a tree and said our goodbyes. And my wife forgot to bring her collar. So the next morning they brought the collar to that same exact spot that they leave their dog. The dog was gone. And from then, they said they never went back to McGaffey. I said, I haven't gone back in a long time. And that's my second story.
Man. Let me read some of these comments. And you guys, if you have any questions, you guys are more than welcome after I read the comments. And then we'll let Maddie finish off his third story, and it'll be New Year's by then, hopefully. Or yeah, we'll see when New Year strikes. But let's see here. Okay, looks like this one goes back up here. Z-Sun Dragon says hi, Maddie. Everyone's saying hello earlier back up here. Let's see here. That girl says when I started using my Raven totem, I'd wake up with sore arms like I've been flapping all night. Flying. Z-Sun Dragon says hi, Maddie. And then BCast33. I've had astro experience and it was scary. I would see my family going about their day and not notice me. I felt I would get lost. It's something that's hard to explain to somebody. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, something unexplainable.
Mm-hmm. Crazy Coyote dreaming is the only place where the deceased loved ones can talk to you. Yeah, I got messages to you. I've been talked to both my parents who are gone now in dreams. Oh man, condolences. R.I.P. To your parents, Crazy Coyote. Najoni Yaja, she says, "Hi, Maddie."
Hi.
That's so cheesy. Little Wolf C13 says, "Maddie, that girl,
Yeah,
hey Maddie."
these are like people
And
from TikTok, so
yeah, you got your fan base. Yeah,
pretty much.
says Maddie has the baddest stories. Oh, for sure.
Mm.
True to my tribe. What's up, Maddie? And then we go right here. It says, don't forget to like the podcast, guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. And then right here, see here. Ebolas, glad to catch up with you, gents. Always enlightening. Have a blessed new year. Oh, thank you, Pavlos. Back at you. Najoni Yaja, poor Missy. Condolences. And then BCast 33. Wow, sorry about Missy. Bet Girl 84. Sorry about Missy. Crazy Coyote. Oh, Hickoria Reservation, Lake Heron, and the Bigfoots are there. The Bigfoots there are territorial. They have a lot of. Oh yeah, see, Bufari markers alongside the road. Be careful there. Oh yeah, territory markers. Little Wolf C13. Thanks for sharing, Maddie. BCast 33. I had a dog of mine that had its rear leg tore off and never knew what could have done it. Sorry for your loss. Oh man, I'm sorry, BCast. Jeez. Emerson Nez says, wow. I know, right, Emerson? Love these stories. Little Wolf says, hopefully. Oh, typo. Carla Washington. I forgot. Oh, okay. All right. You guys got any questions for Maddie? Or
Yeah. Do you think it's possible to send a drop pin on these areas? I like to, get on like Google
Yeah,
Maps,
I
and
can
just
I
look
can do
around
that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
take a
no
look at
problem.
these areas. Um,
yeah.
dang, man, I'm sorry about your dog.
Yeah,
It's sad, especially for all the pet lovers out there. I have
Oh yeah.
some dogs and dogs and cat. And
yeah.
I'd hate anything like that to happen to
When
them.
yeah, thank you for your condolences. When I told that story on TikTok, there was someone who actually lived in that area, and she said that
Oh.
her sheep camp would get attacked, and they would hear stuff at night. And then there was another TikTok person who actually had stories where he was actually being chased by a what do you call it? Like a teen.
Oh, juvenile. Bigfoot?
Juvenile. They were actually being chased by him.
Hmm.
One,
Oh man.
and the story and the location, I believed him, and he said they were, because he was a ranger, or I forgot what he was. He was a ranger or something like that, and he was tracking them by smelling because it was a breezy day. And oh man, just the way the sounds he made when he was sniffing the air, it just sent. Oh, I'm getting chills. It sent me
Memories.
out. Like, no freaking way. Yeah, it's a certain sound that you will notice right away, or the certain smell, like it will send your hair standing on the back of your
Deep.
neck.
Yeah, like deep breaths on, making that caveman. Like yeah,
They go,
yeah. I heard some of.
oh, like the grumble that they do, it just sticks with
Ooh.
you for life. Like it. Oh, just.
The
I
best one
whenever.
I've heard was a roar. We're hunting in the Chuscas, and
Yeah.
it sounded like a giant lion in the forest. It made all the coyotes shut up, and man, it was the most amazing thing I ever heard. Um, but hey Maddie, share us your third story, and we'll close out the night.
I wasn't actually prepared to tell a third story. Let's
Oh,
see.
since we got the hat man on the banner, you can. I think it's more fitting on your cornfield Jeepers Creeps. Oh, I would love to hear the Children of the Corn too. It's like, oh man, but if you don't mind.
I don't mind, but I was gonna say that for the podcast that you
Oh,
were
okay, all right,
Yeah,
that's
you-
cool.
that's like that's
good
an
story.
actual it's an actual series, and I've actually had a recent one happen in Ayambato. So
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I don't know if it was an SW. I don't know if you are familiar with TikTok lingo, but shapeshifter. It
You can say it
included
here. It's okay.
yeah, so there's a series that I wanted to do on the podcast. And I'm kind of savoring it, but I will tell the story of wood hauling that happened on the summit in Winter Rock, Fort Defiance, somewhere. They call it the summit. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Arizona. I'm not from Arizona. I'm from Mexico. So wood hauling. Who doesn't do wood hauling in the winter on the reservation? The one time I go, and this is the first and last time I'll ever go, we, go up there with a Chevy pickup. We'll load up some wood, chop wood during the day, have our bologna sandwiches. Nothing out of the ordinary. This particular location on the summit goes in at least 20 miles. And that's just how deep we were in. It's all dirt road. It's not paved. There's like people picking piñons. When we went, it was maybe August, early September, and there were already people picking piñons. And nothing out of the ordinary. I was just dreading it because of all the work. I'm more of a cook and bake type of person. I can chop wood, don't get me wrong, but I hate wood hauling. I always hated it and didn't get anything from going wood hauling. We did about 3 loads and we started late. We started about 11. Excuse me. And for those who do wood hauling, that's kind of late. You start early morning at the crack of dawn. So we started at 11. We got there late. We did about 3 loads in about 5 hours. By this time, it's about 5:30, and the sun's already setting. And they're like, "Let's go for a load." And we stop at the gas station. I get like a big gulp as a 7 to 11, and we go back up to the summit. And it was getting dark. I said, "Are you sure you guys want to, load up another truck?" They're like, "Yeah, we already cut up everything. You remember, right?" I was like, "Yeah, but those are like huge." Like, we're having this conversation as we're going to the location, and they're like, let's go cut up some more, and then we'll load the truck. So I go to the location. We all walked to that location where we left a pile of trunks that we need to cut up. So they're cutting everything. They're like, "Okay, Maddie, we're gonna go." These are my cousins, and my uncle put them in charge. So it was just me, my cousin Ronnie, and Emerson, but we call him M. So Emmy and me and Ralphie, we all walked to this area. There's only 3 of us, and they're like, "We're gonna go to the truck to fill our chainsaws." And I see the gas in front of me. I just said, "Okay, maybe they have another one." And I'm loading all the wood in my hand and everything. I hear the truck start. I was like, "No!" I dropped everything. I said, "There's no way they're leaving me." I took off. It was like maybe a 5-minute walk from where they were at. I took off and I see them leaving. They're laughing, "Run, Maddie, run!" I was like, "Okay, they want to play this game." So I continued to run until I couldn't see them, and then I hid. I hid under a bunch of trees, the pine trees. I put all like the bristles, the piñons. I was basically covered in dirt. And then I was like just laying there waiting, and it was quiet, and it was getting. I mean, the forest was already like blue, like a gray blue color, and there was no like you could see the sunset through the trees. And I'm waiting. I'm like, "Where the hell are they at?" And then you hear this, And then it stops. I'm like, what is that? I thought it was sheep. And then you hear tick, 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 and then it takes off, and then you hear them coming back in the truck. Slowly, it gets louder and louder and louder, and then they drive by. Maddie, we're just kidding. Come out. I was like, no, they want to play this game. We're going to play a game. So they drive by the tree that I was hiding under. And I hear them get out the truck. I hear them calling my name. And then you hear like this galloping through the forest. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I couldn't see it. I couldn't smell it. Like I said, I'm not from this area. So I get out from under the tree I was hiding. I brush off everything off, make sure there's no spiders and everything, and I start walking down the dirt road towards to where we had the wood. And you can hear them calling. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait here. Like if they want to play a game, they're gonna play a game. You hear them, Maddie, come back. We're just kidding. Quit messing around. Like you could hear them. And for some reason, I got this itch to hide. Like something kept telling me, you better hide. Just hide. Hide one more time. Come on. I mean, it was like the angel and devil like were telling me, you better hide. Oh no, just stay here. Like it was that kind of an argument within my mind. So I decided to hide under the pickup. And immediately after I laid down and kind of like got underneath the truck, you see these two hooves come out of nowhere. And these hooves were round. I thought it was cows. And I looked around, I was like, where are the other two hooves? And then it goes from the passenger door, it's trying to open it, and then you hear it goes to the driver's side. You see it, the truck moving because it's trying to open the truck. And then you hear the tailgate, it goes to the tailgate, and it tries to open the tailgate down. And it opened it, and then it let go. And M was like, hey, he's at the truck. I'm like, shit. I didn't want to move. And when I saw these two hooves just running around the truck, it ran around the truck a couple of times, and then it left. And then they got to my other cousin got to the truck. Matt, and he's talking in normal tone, and I whisper, I'm like, what? He goes, why the hell are you under the truck? I'm like, shh. I said, come here. I said, get down. Right when I told him to get down, there was something behind me, and his eyes just went like deer in the headlights. And he goes, and I for some reason I looked this way, and it was this creature was kneeled down like this, and it was waiting for M to come back. So my cousin comes under the truck with me. We're both laying underneath the truck, and then you hear it get in the bed of the truck. This truck had a lining, so if for one of the dogs were to get in or any type of livestock with hooves, it would slip. So it jumped in and it slipped and it hit the bed of the truck and it moved the truck so bad. M goes, what the hell are you guys doing at the truck? And he's running and running. And this thing jumps off and you hear doo-doo in the dirt and the cloud, a little bit of cloud dust. I just happened to look straight because the passenger doors on this side, driver doors on this side. The front of the truck, the engine is right here, and we're like right in the middle. And I just happened to look up, and there's another pair of hooves. This one was big, like it was massive, like the hooves were huge. And my cousin Em was coming up, and they took off. We don't know where they went, and we were scared to come out because we don't know if it was a trap or like should we come out and they're gonna take us. And at this point, because we were both scared, and then my cousin goes, "Go first." I'm like, "Why me?" And so we're having this argument, and then Em goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing under the truck? We need to go." It's almost New Year's. Well, Happy New Year's, you guys.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah,
Happy New
man.
Year's.
So he goes, "What are you guys doing in the truck?" I said, "Shut the hell up." He goes, "Get inside." And when he was telling us to get inside, he was trying to hurry us up out of there because he had experienced another one. And when we got in the truck, he goes, "There's some type of goat person." Happy New Year's, you guys. There's something at the truck. There was something at the woods. It had like this weird of a satchel on the side. It had like some type of wooden instrument in its hands. He goes, and I tried calling you guys, and I stopped, and that's when I saw it. He goes, and it was chasing me to the truck, and then I saw you guys under the truck, and he was like livid. He was like, his tone of voice was just energetic, like he was livid. We took off, and when we turned on the headlights, there was 3 of them in front of the truck. There was one big one in the middle. There was the 2 smaller ones on the side, and then my cousin M flipped the bitch, and we took off, and there was just a cloud of dust. And because it was dark already, the brake lights kind of illuminated this cloud of dust, and you just see them running through it, trying to catch us. Catch us. They ran after us for about 15 minutes. And this, like I said, it was all dirt roads. So it was like jagged. It had potholes. We ran each and everything. Their chainsaws came out of the truck. Like, we just left. And we got back to their house. And their dad just started laughing. He goes, "You guys saw them, huh?" And we all looked at each other like, what the hell is he talking about? He goes, "Now you know why not to go so late." And we looked at him. He goes, "You saw them, huh? You saw Goatman." And that was my first experience with Goatman. He goes, "There's a reason why your chain, your nollies tell you don't be outside after this time. Stay inside. You have no business looking outside. Get inside. So that's your own fault for leaving at 11 when I told you guys to leave at 5 in the morning." So that was always...
I'm step outside my house right now, so I'm gonna log off and see what's going on. All right, guys.
All right,
All
man.
right, brother. Thank you for coming.
Hope you guys have a good night.
You too.
So,
Oh man, Goat Man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think this
man.
might be an area we may need to look at. Go to
Send us
too.
a pin. Yeah.
Check it out ourselves.
so when he told us that, he's like, "Yeah, they're there." He goes, "There's actually a witch on that summit." What else? He said there's been some Bigfoot sightings. He goes, it's scary up there. He goes, "That, and then you guys know why I told you guys to leave early. You guys learned something." And he just laughed. He's like, "I've seen it. I've had my drinking days. We actually saw it in the flames. It came out of the flames and it attacked us, and we never went drinking up there." He goes, "And then we let we let our group know. Word got out throughout the high school, and they stopped going to that party spot." So he goes, "Yeah, they're there, and I'm glad you guys witnessed that. So now you know why I tell you, get your ass inside. What the hell are you guys laughing out here for? You know?" So that's my Goatman story.
Go.
Yeah. It's a hell of a story to close out the night. Hey Lee, what's your thoughts on the Goatman? Have you heard anything passed down to you about the Goatman?
I was actually hoping my girlfriend would come home and tell her story that her dad told her. But there has been a few stories here in Gallup about it. Downtown Gallup. The 2 things about the stories I've heard was that he carries a bell with him. You can hear him walking around Gallup, like shaking a bell or something.
Is that what that is? Because I'm sorry, I live near downtown, and we always hear it's either the train horn or a bell.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's what it is because my
Yeah.
brother-in-law, some of his friends live on the streets
uh,
on Second Street, and
Ew, I
they
live.
even seen it. Yeah, they even seen it on across the sports page.
whoa, dang.
Ooh. Gallup. We're going to Gallup, guys.
Wow. So
Yeah, I lived near the like not near the hospital, but like near Roosevelt Elementary area, and
Oh, okay.
we hear it's not the church bell. It's like those bells those cows wear, like the real
Yeah,
rustic
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
oh,
rectangular,
described it like that.
tick, 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 and then it stops, and then the dogs go crazy, and then the cat like all perched up, and then it goes tick, 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 and I'm like, what is that? And we just think, okay, maybe it's the homeless being crazy, or because they make themselves known just so let the neighborhood know, like, oh, we're here, but they never bothered us, and oh my gosh, that's creepy.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's kind of like what Darren was talking about in the group chat about how it's attracted to alcohol, you know.
yeah.
So
Rod,
That's
Lodge
Rod.
Tales.
Yeah, Lodge Tales, and
Even
it makes sense.
even Avery said the same thing too in Hickory. Sorry, Darren.
Mm.
Yeah, Avery said the same thing. He believes it's alcohol. They're out drinking and it was bothering them. But yeah, go ahead, Darren. Sorry.
Yeah, not to say too much about Gallup, but that's a good that's a good place for the that alcohol goat spirit to run around. But they hear two stories collide and then one confirm it. Like what the heck? What the heck's going on in Gallup now? It's crazy.
Yes, that is crazy. I'm not gonna be outside after,
Right?
because we hear the bell and we always think, oh, maybe it's one of those crazy, like one of those kids, or like, ooh, gross. I cannot believe that's what it is.
Yeah,
well, it's a good thing I live on the east side of Gallup, so
there's a goat man that runs around. I'm kind of curious more about this now. All these stories are colliding. They're coming together. The more we talk about it, the people are kind of coming out of the woodworks and chatting more about it. It makes me wonder what stories do the homeless have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think they see it all. There was I'm in the medical field, and we have to see them. We can't deny them. Even though they don't have a chart, we still have to see them. So there was one that was telling us about the sports complex, like those hills with the trees and stuff. He goes, the party spot that there's this one guy that stays there and he's not human. And the provider and I were looking at him like, okay, like that's just right down the street from where we're at. He goes, yeah, we just leave him alone. He brings women. We never see them again. He goes, and there's always like underwear. Like we don't know what happens to them. He goes, and when I'm sitting there like, yeah, whatever. Like let's just get him out of here. And I used to walk those hills, and it's just like, no, no, hell no. And after he told me that, I got curious, and it used to be a cross country trail for the high school, one of the high schools. So they just recently had a race. I'm like, okay, it's all paved out, it's all flagged off. I'm just gonna walk it, and I got to top of the hill behind the apartments. And you could see the apartment complex. It's not far. And sure enough, there was a tree. It looked like someone was staying there. And there was just literally a pile of underwear just there. I'm like, ew. That guy was telling the truth. And I didn't even walk back the other way. I went toward the complex. I told my sister, can you pick me up? I am too, I lied. I said, I'm too tired. I walked up from sports complex to the hospital. She picked me up. She goes, what the hell are you doing? She got after me. I said, oh, yeah, I just didn't want to walk down. And Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they see stuff.
Yep. It's disturbing. You know, it's really disturbing. I was talking, uh, Jose Jesus. He was talking about, you know, these cryptic creatures in cities, and it made me wonder, you know, like what actually goes on in major cities like these, even with even for the homeless. I mentioned one of uh, one of my friends, her late husband, talking about vampires when he used to uh, drink around Albuquerque. So, you know, it makes me wonder even now more to what the homeless actually see in these cities. You know, and it's right up. It's in the city, so it's like, how do these things even get there? You know, it's even this goat man in the Gallup. Ooh.
There was actually,
It's a perfect place for it.
Yep.
Go ahead. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead, Maddie.
There was actually a story, a vampire story that attacked one of the homeless, and it attacked a lady. And the lady, the other lady, they travel in pairs. She goes, "We always travel in pairs," and one of them got attacked. And she said this guy bit her friend's. She's telling the cop this, bit her friend's neck and just drained her body. Her body went from like of course, you know, the color of our skin. She goes, it went pale. It went pale, and she goes, I took off, and he tells me, you're next. And she said this happened downtown in Farmington in an abandoned area where they, yeah. And the cop was like, no, you know, you're on drugs. Like, that's not true. Like, he didn't take her. So, and she had blood. She had blood on her shirt. And she's wearing a white shirt. She had, I want to say a Pikachu or some type of Pokemon. And there's someone who advocates for native rights in that area. And he's filming her, talking to her. He goes, that's crazy. He goes, is that your blood on your shirt? Because he saw it too. And she looked down. She goes, no, that's my friend's blood. I tried telling the like she's looked like she's still crying, freaking out. And this happened this past summer. And I was
Wasn't
like,
that on TikTok? I seen that on TikTok.
Yeah, it's on
a couple weeks
TikTok,
ago.
and
Yeah,
it's so trippy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, there's a lot of crazy things going on
Yeah.
in Farmington. Let's catch up with the comments, guys, and then we'll close out because
but first, you know, send that TikTok, put it on the. I would like to see it. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I'll look for it and I'll send it to you, Darren.
Oh man, that's freaking damn. Farmington just gets weirder and weirder now. Freaking vampires. Oh.
February, we're coming Farmington and maybe Gallup next. We gotta check out the Goat Man, see if we can
Sorry to
call
ask,
his
but-
his daga.
No.
BCAS asked you a question. He said, sorry to ask, but was there any blood around the dog? He says, when my dog was killed, there was no blood. The body was left at our doorstep. The rear leg was gone. Yeah. Sasquatch, they drain blood.
Actually, there was no blood. It was just like the limbs like were torn clean off. Like you saw like the socket. Oof. You saw the socket pulled off clean.
Oh man.
But there was no blood. There was no like recollection of how it was torn. We just found bits of it here and there. Yeah.
Just pulled off basically. A lot of strength. Najoni Yeja says, yeah, go Chiji lips, stay up. Yeah, go Chiji lips, stay up. She says, BCAS, when you made the grumble, I know you weren't lying. Bless you, Maddie.
Yeah, it's something I will never forget. It's very distinctive. It lives with you. Just getting chills just talking about it, but I will never
lucky. We'll go where you went for sure. K native guy up here. There's stories of animals having their blood drained. Yep, after Bigfoot sightings. Yep, legends of natives long ago with blood drains. Yep, and we got a lot of witnesses that seen them how they drain their blood too. It's It's pretty crazy. Carla Washington 3069. Happy New Year's, everybody. Be safe out there.
Happy New Year's.
Likewise, Carla. Be safe. Z Sun Dragon, thanks for the stories. Shares, Maddie.
Oh, you're welcome. I have
Um,
plenty more. I have
Oh,
a lot. I have
Yeah, I really can't wait now. It's yeah, it's interesting.
he has good
Right?
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Just wait until you hear my
Emerson
corn
Nez.
stories. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
I will
That
not
was my
eat
favorite
steamed
ones.
corn. I will not eat anything with corn. It just brings that certain smell. Like I said, it lives with you. And not even canned corn. I can't.
No.
That's just these
No
stories
corn
are
at all,
really,
huh?
yeah.
Hey, I don't blame you. I heard a few of them cornfield stories, and that's why I reached out to you. Like, dude, where's this field at? I'm gonna get my sleeping bag. I'll be in the field. I was like, wow. But Emerson is.
I
I
did ask my Che. He goes, no, I'd rather not. Whatever's here, I don't want them to be followed. I don't want them to be bothered. He goes, it's just a generational thing that I want to keep. I don't want to get anyone else involved. You should understand. I just want to be respectful. I don't want them here. I said, okay, Grandpa. Just thought I asked. So he shut it down right away because I know you wanted to go check it out, or you and Darren.
Yeah.
But if you want to go wander around south of Gallup, that's where the location of some of these corn stories.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, Darren. All right. You hear that, Lee?
We'll just walk around Gallup, I guess. Freaking it is getting wild out there.
Yeah. We'll carry a lot of pennies with us to bait the goat, man. Say, hey, you want to smell these pennies?
No,
Darren and I tried on one of these ones. Take a pick. Which one's whose underwear sauce? No, just kidding. Emerson is Happy New Year's, everyone. I saw some crazy story. I have some crazy stories, some crazy scary stories too. No one believes me, so I stopped talking about it. Emerson, reach out to us, brother. We are here to listen, man. Owl Woman, hey, from Canada. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
Najona Yeja, Happy New Year's, brothers. Right back at you, sister.
Happy New Year's.
Little Wolf, Happy New Year's. UB2, Little Wolf. True to my tribe. Happy New Year's, y'all. Thank you. True to my tribe. Little Wolf. Wow, so cool ringing in the new year with y'all. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
And she says, yay, Maddie. Crazy Coyote. Hope y'all have money in your pockets for the New Year's. Happy New Year, everyone. Nope. Start the new year fresh with a clean, fresh plate and empty wallets. That's how you start the New Year's. Fresh,
yeah,
clean
right.
slate.
Yeah, you're already ready for 2026. Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Crazy Coyote. Hope y'all. Oh, okay, we already that one. Here, Benali Row. Happy New Year, Darren. From 9 to 8. Z Sun Dragon, great show. Happy New Year, y'all. Thank you, Z Sun Dragon. Let's see, 5750. Loving the story. Indian stories, brothers. Loving the scary Indian stories, brothers. He says, thank you. We love it too, man. That's why we got Maddie. We got everyone here. So we can go all night, but we're only human. Owl Woman. I used to be an outreach worker. I wanted to ask some of them, but didn't know how to approach the subject. Ooh, how would you ask them, Maddie?
As far as
like what they seen, or like say, hey, have you seen anything crazy out there or anything like that? How would you interact with them?
If I wanted to survey people in this area, it's a really cultural sensitive thing. There are some indigenous tribes who don't want to bring certain things to life. As I was taught, because I am Navajo, I was taught, don't you need to, you don't talk about that. You don't give it life. You don't give it attention. But for me, I think it brings awareness, because I feel like I'm not the only one with these experiences. It may not be the same experience. Of course, it's not going to be the same experience, but I feel like people need to be aware of these certain areas. I mean, I know a lot of people who go hiking, and after I told that story, they're like, I bring bear spray, I bring a knife, I bring protection. Before, they didn't. After I told them that story, I said, yeah, you need to take something. So to me, it's an educational tool. Yeah, I was told not to give it any attention and just like leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't give it that. And
Think about it.
it's great that you guys have this platform. It's good that people are learning that, these creatures are not just in one place, they're all over. I think it was someone had said that in our old ways of ceremonies and singings, Bigfoot was a part of it. I think it was you that said that, don't whistle.
Yep.
I actually asked my Che about that. He goes, yeah. They were part of our I forgot what ceremony he said. He goes, but it was a 7-day ceremony, and they would bring down these logs. And he goes, my great grandpa used to tell me the story. He goes, they would bring down these huge logs, make a hogan for everyone to fit in, and they would, they would just sit there. They wouldn't say anything. But yeah, they were part of our they're part of our creation stories. He goes, why do you think these White Mountain Apache people, when they go into the forest, they offer some type of food or fruit before they go in the forest? They pray, and when they leave the forest, that offering is gone. It's always gone. He goes, whether it be them taking it or the animals, it's always an offering to the forest. It's there to tell whoever's watching them, like, I come in peace. I'm not here to bother you. I'm just coming in peace. And that's what that is. He goes, so he goes, I've always believed it. Whether there was proof or not, he goes, I believe it.
Yep.
So when you want to ask questions, it's more like, do you experience anything out here when you're alone? Or would it be okay if you brought this to light? Try to be mindful but sensitive about it. And if they're like, no, like at the very standoffish, it's best just to leave it alone. So it's people in this area are very standoffish when it comes to stuff like that. So it's really hard to get people to talk. And that's why I tell my stories. That's why I share what I know. And if I'm corrected, I take it with a grain of salt. I take a back step and I relearn, the correct way, I guess you could say.
Nice. That I see it like that too. I see it. I see these stories that were, these people that are coming on. I take their stories as warnings. It's a, I had to say about a tale of terror. The reason why your grandparents told you not to go in there. And then sure enough, you went over there and now you had an encounter with these creatures. So these stories that we're gathering, it's stories of warning. I consider all of them stories of warning. Even spiritual warning. Don't do that, or this is going to happen. You hear it all the time with these Ouija board stories. Don't use the Ouija board. Then you go ahead and use it now. Now someone's freaking possessed and stuff like that. So these stories are stories. Yeah, it's stories of warning. So nice that it's nice to hear someone else say it like that. Because that's basically, that's how I see it, and that's what it is. So it's good. It's good to it's good to have you on, Maddie. And I can't wait. I can't wait for to hear you on the on your episode. I'm pretty sure you're gonna take the episode away and have a couple.
We're gonna have to plan a part 3 already. Like Lee's gonna be coming on the third time, maybe 4th time.
With the amount of stories that I've shared or started telling, I started in May and I finished all my stories in October. So I was telling a story every week. So that's just
Mm.
how many stories I have, and I don't think it's just going to be a one episode.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
the stories I do want to tell, it's actually a series of events that happen in a cornfield, and that's why Dawn is so livid about corn, corn, corn. Like I just, yeah, it's something I'm saving for that
Nice.
last. Yeah,
Nice.
Heck yeah.
And thank you for that. That means quite a bit. It means quite a lot to save your stories for the podcast and with us.
yeah,
And I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you've been
sure
sharing it.
everybody else can't wait to hear them.
Yep.
yeah. So.
Um,
I mean, I guess they were that good that Dawn was like, tell them. I'm like, no, I'm going to save it for the podcast. So you're welcome.
oh
Yep. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. I was telling Darren, I was like, dude, we have this guy on TikTok. You gotta hear. So this is one of it. Let's read some of these comments, and we'll go. Everyone can say their final thoughts, and then we'll close out and go to sleep. Owl woman, I used to be okay. All right, I already read that one. Let's see here. All right, sitting outside watching all the fireworks. Oh, make a wish. No, just kidding. Enjoy the fireworks, Emerson. There's a coyote. Bigfoot needs the blood for salt and iron in wintertime. Wes Anderson, Max Brooks, Sasquatch Chronicles. Oh, interesting. Definitely. Oh, let's see here. Wishing you the best year. Wishing you the best year coming. Can't wait for episode 2 with Maddie. Likewise, yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell you guys.
Oh man, Owl Woman. It's right in the city, anyways. All this the outreach center. BCast 33. I still have questions for Lee and Maddie for the next pods. Oh yeah. Keep the eye out. Friend me on Facebook, and you'll see every week we have different guests. So you'll see if Maddie and Lee comes back. Then be ready at the hip with the questions. Little Wolf C13. Maddie's cornfield stories are the
Yeah,
creepiest. They
Little
really
Wolf
are.
Little Wolf has heard them all.
Oh man,
Nice.
lucky. Yeah, we gotta go to that cornfield. No, just kidding. But Lee, do you have any final thoughts you would like to say for the listeners out there?
I guess the best thing you can do is just have an open mind. Have an open mind to everything, not just in this reality, but every other reality that there is. You never know what's out there. You never know what's behind closed doors and what bumps in the night, pretty much. Just best to keep your mind open.
Right. Yep.
Oh,
Especially
Maddie.
Goat Man. Freaking makes me hate even Gallup even more now. Don't want to.
First was your ex, now Goat Man.
Yeah,
Just
guys.
kidding.
Goat
Maybe your
Man.
ex is the Goat Man. I was just Goat Woman. Like I said, Darren, we gotta get a lot of underwears, and we'll just leave it hanging out our pants, and we'll wander
Nope.
around the hills and say, "Goat Man, sniff these fresh
No,
ones." Yeah, catch
I
me
will never.
first. Okay,
You'll
we're
probably
having
think
too
you're
much
playing
fun
flag
here. It's
football
getting
with them
late.
done.
Oh, there, yeah. Oh man, I
Yep.
have a bad picture. Maddie, do you have any final thoughts, and you want to say anything for the viewers out there you would like to say?
I have quite a few things to say. Thank you all again. I have a lot of stories. Like I said, Little Wolf has pretty much heard, I think, all of them. They're more of an educational. I know they come off creepy, and like Lee said, take it with a grain of salt, meaning have an open mind and heart, respect what you encounter, don't try to provoke it, see with your heart. And although you're scared, it's best to just leave it alone. Like, they're not bothering you. I mean, if they are bothering you, just pray. A lot of tribes have different taboos, and just go by what your elders tell you. I mean, they're telling you for a reason. They're telling you to do this. I like to learn the hard way, as you can tell. Um,
Oh, yeah.
what Res kid doesn't listen to their elders until it's
Right.
like too late. But overall, just have respect for whatever you do. You don't know what you're going to encounter, and when you do, just pray.
Nice.
Awesome. Well said, Maddie. Well said, Mr. Lee. All right, Darren, you have any final thoughts? And
Well,
you want to
it's
say?
New Year's, and there's a lot of sure, there's gonna be a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, and a whole bunch of other debauchery that happens during the New Year's. Saying that, don't drink and drive. Find someone to help you get home safe. Get an Uber. There's tons of different ways to get home safe. And spread the word. Spread the word. Not on our path, just not on our podcast, but just what I said right there. Who knows? You might have saved a life. Save someone from getting seriously hurt or financially hurt. DUIs are really expensive nowadays. So yeah, Happy New Year's. Thank you for being with us for this podcast and taking time out and listening to us. Means a lot. A lot of stuff's been happening this whole last year, and a lot of stuff's going to happen this year. And thank you. And like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And thank you for all the people that joined us last year. Met a lot of very interesting people, and it's good to talk about stuff like this because it happens. It's a world that we live in. It's a hidden world, but it's a world that people don't like to talk about. So thank you for everybody who's listening, everybody who came on the podcast, and everybody next year. Thank you again. Thank you. And yeah, it's been a good year for this podcast and another good year to come up. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything.
Oh yeah. Darren just said everything I was gonna say. Thank you, Darren. And save my breath. No, just kidding. Let's read some of these last comments right here for the viewers. Owl Woman 13, she says, LOL. Probably about the panty situation. Little Wolf C13, I love Maddie's stories. I have heard them, and I will gladly hear them again.
I'm on live. Hold on.
And then Tiny C6334 at Maddie. Hello. Betgirl 84. Heart, star. Thank you. Crazy Cody. Remember, power doesn't come to a person and wear it like a shirt. It comes from believing. Yourself from within. Remember that. Hey, that's good words.
That's
right there.
good advice, yeah.
Tonight. Yep. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Maddie, Darren. Thank you guys for your time. It's very valuable and it's not wasted here on United Public Radio Network. We like to say good night and Happy New Year to everyone out there on Roku TV, UFO and Paranormal Radio Network, and whoever's listening in the 160 countries out there. So you guys have a great night and thank you again. All right, guys. Oh, hey, someone commented corn. We'll top off.
Yeah, that's a TikTok joke. They always send the corn emojis, so or the corn gifts. I'm like, hey, guys, stop. That's funny.
Man, it's fitting. No, just kidding. Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna close that right now and tell you guys thank you for tuning into Don't Whistle at Night. We have been broadcasting live here on the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Yep. You guys have a great night and be safe out there. See ya.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of Native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.